shit, and I'm like, oh damn, now I know how all of you felt.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't see my choices anymore.
Yeah, you cheated a little bit last week. Tried not to cheat.
Why is my token huge?
Because we didn't get to your turn, and I wanted to make sure everyone could find everybody.
Oh, okay.
Should we just start with D-Res this morning?
Well, I have to, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we are live and doing really well.
Yay!
So then everything exploded.
Just go on without me until I fix this. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I do want to try and finish this today. Any complaints about starting?
It's too early.
Invalid. Next reason.
I'm hungry.
Irrelevant. Next question.
Next question? I thought we were on reasons.
What a swallow! Possibly bring a coconut!
Swallows are tropical. This is a temperate zone. Next.
Mr. DM, I don't feel so good.
Oh, how dare.
Next.
Alive two swallows, possibly gripped onto the husk.
It's not a matter of where it grips. Okay, we gotta start.
Wait,
Great ratio.
hold on. African or European?
Okay, now. Boom.
I'll do you one better. Gay or European?
I will turn this bus around.
Starting strong this morning. I love it.
We're going on a field trip this morning. Let's go.
Please let this be a normal field trip.
With the DM? No way.
It's all fun and games.
With this crew on this bus?
I'm gonna slowly ask to cut down the peanut section.
Yeah.
I gotta get going. That was enjoyable, but let's go.
Now that we've all warmed
whenever
up,
you're ready, Daniel, we're actually starting off with you this morning, so do whatever you need to do, and we'll start.
we are live. This is D-Rez of Renegame Studios here with the crew of Diet D&D, Artificial Imagination, Kaede Katsuragi, Lady Coco, Dark Neptune as Naora, and the General.
Alright, first off, I apologize for not tweeting anything. I should have.
Do it now!
I'm kind of busy, I'm sorry. Well, unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties last week, but everything went as according to plan. Other than that, the party had driven to Ikit after a detour. We had found Goddartho Brightmoon, the man in question, the dwarf in question, up in his office, preparing in a panic to leave. Under heavy question, just shouted at everyone to fucking come on. Stole a freighter ship, an airship, mind you, and basically just sailed straight to where Carolyn is supposedly at. Goddartho would claim to have helped Carolyn move the library up some 200 years ago, and was frankly tired of hearing the voices as well. Upon arrival in the boggy marsh of a subterranean city known as Iridest, it was exclaimed and explained that Iridest is hidden by a large labyrinth that is guarded by a demon that propels on people's fears to find the correct doorways. One by one, our party members were separated and are slowly making their way through this labyrinth, facing some trauma hither and thither. Now we focus in on Willow. If you can find your gigantic ass token, please do so, and zoom in on it if you will.
Oh, great. Oh, thank you. You shrank me. I was about to say, I don't want to zoom in on something that's already massive.
Yes, so you are in this room right here, walking through the gateways after a brief interaction with this odd insectoid demonic creature who calls itself Vaudeville. You are teleported, and you find yourself in a room with two doors. The walls are maybe about 10 or 15 feet high. It's kind of hard to tell from your vantage point. Stone, ancient, mossy. You can see the sky above you is kind of an odd twilight. You can't quite tell what time of day it is from the sky itself. You believe it's still midday or closer to afternoon, but the sky would not agree. You have a couple of choices of 2 wooden doors that only stand about the usual, 6 feet high. The top of the doorway is not sealed over. It's just open to the labyrinth. You instantly notice the entirely lack of sound. No animals, no echoes, just the occasional drip of water. Please, tell me what you'd like to do. You can move at your behest. Go for it.
Well, first I would like to panic because I'm completely lost and don't have any of my friends around.
Mm-hmm. You still have everything on you. Nothing is missing.
Except the people that I trust.
Fair.
I guess my best option is to try and move forward. Let's inspect these doorways.
Okay, they seem to be just the most standardist of wooden doors. It looks out of place. You wouldn't expect to really find a wooden door in a labyrinth.
Right. Can I test the doorknob?
Absolutely, it opens not a problem.
I would like to leave the door open so I know where I've been.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
And go through.
Okay. You are presented with a hallway with a couple of choices.
I'm going to do the left wall strategy.
Respectable for a maze.
Or is it the right wall strategy?
Either or.
I think they both work.
They do. You continue down a hallway and a couple twists and turns. Just utter silence. It's unnerving.
Do I even hear my footsteps?
Yes, you do, but they do not seem to echo like you would expect them to, or probably not as much.
You
reach a dead end and a couple of extra turns.
I presume the dead end is to the left?
Correct.
Then I will continue down this way.
Find another dead end.
Then I'll back up. After I reorient myself. There we go.
All right. Approaching down this hallway, you do begin to hear footfalls, slightly echoing down. It sounds like maybe a turn or two as far as your perception goes.
All right. I just make sure that my knife is handy.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to alt myself into this. I don't fit in the hallway. There we go.
As you turn your next corner, you can hear these footsteps are light, about the same as your own. And at the end of the corridor, coming from the only perceivable direction, you see a figure kind of jostle around the corner, almost bump into the wall. It seems maybe to have been running, or is possibly lost in a panic. It appears to be about your size and stature, someone wearing a dark cloak that's tattered and ruined. They're not wearing shoes. You can see bandages all about their feet and hands. Hard to tell from the cloak itself, but they seem to be possibly very lithe. The cloak does not show any girth under it. The hood is down, This figure seems to be a half-elf with a shaved head, crooked teeth, and just an aged look for how they perceive to be. You believe this individual looks a lot older than they actually are. That's possibly from some form of wear and tear. You immediately recognize this figure as Akron.
Oh no. I still feel bad.
The figure stands there in a moment, just kind of looking around in a panic. They may not be exactly aware of your presence.
Well, I don't want to alert them to my presence. I want nothing to do with Akron. As he wants nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm. You see the figure kind of start to search the walls until they finally seem to turn in your direction and kind of look back and forth, but eventually seem to focus in on you, like finally recognize you're there. He looks panicked. There's a flash of maybe recollection on his face, but he doesn't know how to perceive you. Like he doesn't know what he should feel noticing you. He just kind of stands there, unsure of what you're going to do.
A polite half wave?
At this, you see the face kind of maybe flash with further recollection, and you see that the brow furrow hard into an angry face, and he begins to take off in a full sprint towards you. He gets about 3 steps. A foot just slides out. A silver-booted foot slides out from around the corner, catches his ankle, and he face plants hard. He does not move. You think he might have just knocked himself cold.
Like, is he completely passed out, or what?
I mean, there's no blood splatter, but bam, he hits the ground and he does not move.
I would like to walk around him.
Well, as you get closer, this silver-booted foot figure comes around the corner and you recognize them immediately. You see Sabrak standing there looking over this individual. Turns, looks at you, gives you a nod.
I nod back.
I had a feeling you would have a lot of problems with this place. So I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to help.
That's fine, I guess. What is this place?
It's not a nice place. It's a secret doorway. I'm talking about the maze. He kind of lazily throws a gesture around.
Well, a normal maze I can handle, but he shouldn't be here.
Right. Hence why I'm here. It tries to prey off of people's fears. The lesser demon. It's like a game. But with everything I know you've gone through, unfortunately, he kind of shrugs a little bit. Sorry, but not sorry. I had my doubts about you. So I wanted to make sure I could help you not fail, he phrases.
So, my question is, how do I know that you are you.
He ponders. It's a very good theory. Very good question. I don't know how to properly answer that. He's kind of pondering, like, how do I, like, you brought up a really good point. I know about the mark on your hand. I kind of help rewrite your history. I'll get in trouble for it later, but does that help?
A little, but understand that I'm still going to be dealing with you with a small bit of hesitation.
Understandable. He sighs. You see his eyes flash from their kind of pearlescent white to this hollow void with these neon dots, kind of like how Pharrell's eyes were, that you recognize as this lesser demon. He says, well, all right. I don't get people for quite some time, and the first people I get are smarter than I imagined. That's cool. I'm game. You see this quote Sabrak reach over and unsheath his very large long sword.
All right, figured as much.
All right, let's dance, little guy. And he starts casually strolling towards you, scraping this large sword on the ground behind him.
I pull out the Wand of Wonder.
Please, if you want to, please, I have to run to my room and grab my list. Why am I not prepared?
Always be prepared for this. You gave me unlimited power.
So now here's the question. Who's gonna get fucked over?
Probably me.
Who's gonna win? Place your bets, folks.
So I'm browsing wish.com, and right as you said who's gonna get fucked over, I scrolled down and I literally found one fuck. It's literally a coin that says one fuck.
Someone finally has a fuck to give.
I just want an entire pile of these coins to hand out to people.
Okay. If you intend to use the Wand of Wonder, please tell me and do your rolls. Or, well, Bartleby's wand.
Yeah, you know what it meant.
I know what you mean.
I also need to WD-40 my chair again. Ugh. Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, right.
All right. Please roll for the excitement to happen this morning.
The good thing is, I can just use the 1D100. 58.
Okay.
11.
All right. Ooh!
45.
Gotcha.
91.
Okay. So your two choices that pop up in front of you in this little ghostly aura is that the wand, option one, the wand now has unlimited charges. You're not quite sure how that's to be interpreted. Or option two is that the caster, you, becomes 25% more of a monster attractor.
Neither of those seem very helpful. So let's try the charge.
Okay. Basically, it is like a perfect buff. Your Bartleby's wand swirls and kind of does this cute little light show like it's beaming up for something, but just kind of fizzles out at the last second like it did whatever it was supposed to, but it was very anticlimactic. The false Sabrak kind of just stops and goes, No. Hold on. I got something better. And you see Sebek turn to the right and walk through the wall.
Well, that might have
grows.
bought me some time, so that works.
All grows quiet. The Akron down at the end of the hallway is gone.
Lovely.
Please continue. You're presented with another hallway. Length after length after footfall of hallway, you were very surprised you were not getting more options for a mate. If your perception precedes you, you believe if you take a right, it might loop back into some form of a dead end.
Okay.
And you believe from how the hallway turns, that would be a good assumption.
So I keep heading left.
Mm-hmm. Just utter quietness. It's very unsettling.
I wonder when Demon Guy's gonna come back.
You see a couple of hallway choices and a door. Another wooden door.
I want to take the door, but that would break the left-hand rule, so... Let's keep going left.
Okay. Reach a couple more intersections. At this particular intersection, at this dead end here, you see a sizable chest sitting square at the end of the hallway. Classic wooden chest.
Is this what I think it is? Because if it is, I swear to God.
I pull out my Encina dagger real quick.
Ooh, okay.
I stab the chest just to make sure.
It clunks in the wood. You chip off a piece.
Okay, so it's probably a real chest because mimics are organic.
Correct.
I open the chest.
You open the chest. It's old. It hasn't been touched in a while. Solid layer of dust. It is mostly empty, save for what looks like a few bits of plateware, like some plates. A few of them are cracked. A couple of bent pieces of silverware.
That was anticlimactic. I leave it.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, I don't need plates.
Mm-hmm. As you ponder this, there will be a twisted spoon. It's kind of like doubled over itself that comes falling from somewhere above your perception and just clink lands in the chest.
I look up.
You see, perched on the wall, high above, is a golden Razor Crest cultist. It
No.
tilts the head.
Wheeze.
Oh boy.
The awkward bird movements, the chittering of odd sounds.
I'm going to slowly back away while still maintaining eye contact with it.
It'll stand there menacingly. Every twitch of its form seems wrong. Every off twitch, you think it's about to jump or pounce or do something, but it doesn't seem to do so. Okay. I'll have to pause with you for just a moment. Naora, are we still having problems?
Yeah, still working on it. I think I'm getting it though.
All right, I'm sorry. It is your turn. Can I begin to describe for you?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So you are winding your way down a couple of hallways. You have a couple of turns to make. You are making kind of a straight. There's only one hallway you're in, but it takes a couple of turns. I presume you continue your way.
Oh yes, I do.
For my cameraman, Daniel, Naora should be at the bottom if you want to zoom out and zoom in.
Thank you.
Naora, you turn a couple of turns, and as you kind of go through this zigzag of a hallway, you again run into Stonewall. Stonewall.
Yes.
You run into Naora. You two are happy to see each other. You finally ran into each other.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very happy.
Yeah, you had that scene with the tavern. You are not okay right now.
No, very, very not okay. Very not okay.
Naora had the issue with the false Stonewall and the traitor dagger.
Naora will pause in seeing Stonewall, blink for a few moments, starts to open her mouth, closes it again, before slowly walking towards Stonewall, saying, "Wait, didn't I just..." before pausing.
Stonewall, if you believe this labyrinth works the same way you just experienced, you're pretty sure she just went through something traumatic as well, most likely.
Yeah. Stonewall would not exactly knowing the exact reasons why Stonewall would probably say, Miss Naora, I don't know whatever traumatic experience you went through or what you saw back there, but this place does things to a person. Brings out something, because if I can understand the feelings that, the feelings of, just trauma that you're feeling, because I'm feeling the same thing right now, because I experienced something not too long ago. And he's saying this as he's like kind of holding Neo's picture like in his hand, because he does that to calm down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gesturing in the general area, still kind of coming down from, what he experienced back in that so-called tavern.
Mm-hmm. You two stand like 5 feet apart in this hallway, quiet, empty. Please continue.
Yeah, still, I guess, looking around saying, I think it, motion to us saying, I think at best we try to find a way, out of here, as quickly as possible, and try to avoid any more experiences. He says kindly, turning to try to, get out, get out of the maze or to the labyrinth.
She'll look at you for her eyebrows before nervously turning around to where she had been walking and saying, "Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about this. Let's go."
Yeah, you'd see Stonewall, you'd see him nod as they begin to move. So we can do this.
She'll slowly follow behind you,
Mm-hmm.
but keeping a good distance, like she's not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Stonewall, you kind of start retracing your steps and continuing. Only a couple of turns, and you see what looks like a hallway you weren't familiar with before. And it looks like it empties straight outside. You see there's a intersection that you came from, but at the end of the hallway looks exactly like the front gateway you came through, like an exit to the labyrinth. You can see outside. The perception is a sharp downhill slope. You can't really see what's down the hill from your vantage point, but it looks like outside. I'm saying here looking down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or you can see this as well. It looks like opening to outside.
She'll pause and look at Stonewall and say, Stonewall, do you think this is the exit?
We'll just, looking, still slightly feeling concerned, but looking, saying, well, I guess we won't know if we don't try. It looks like one, I'd say we go for it. If it's an exit, it's an exit. She says as he begins to, make his way down.
Mm-hmm. As you approach, it does in fact look like an exit. There's outside, you can see a vast landscape beyond. It just kind of empties out into countryside and woods. As you approach, you can see movement in the distance. It's hard to tell. You can see this slight shimmer on the doorway, much like when you guys entered. You think there's some sort of effect. As you approach, you can tell there's a slight little membrane on that doorway, much like, again, how you enter through, like a magic concealer. But you can see figures and shapes moving outside fairly quickly, but from this side of this supposedly like one-way mirror, it's hard to make out any of these forms and figures. You might have to step through or look around.
Okay. Just Stonewall turning and looking around and just kind of motioning, well, let's go, and, would go through.
Okay. Naora, do you follow promptly?
Yes.
Okay. So you two step outside through this veil, and once outside, you can see the extent of the maze continues for what looks like miles of your left and your right perception. But straight ahead, it turns kind of into a slight dip of a valley. But you see figures running in all forms of directions. The sound kind of hits you. There are explosions. You immediately hear people yelling and screaming. You see men, women, and even elven kind of all forms are fighting one another. You've walked into a battle zone.
Well, it was nice knowing you both.
Okay, then, all right. Okay.
You can see, as you just stand here at the doorway, people are fighting, people are dropping, things are going on, things are on fire.
Is there, I'm just going to ask, is there a way, like, are we this is right outside the doorway, right? Are we on, like, a ridge line looking down at all this?
No, it's kind of like a slow little slope, and you're in the thick of it. You're not that far from the closest action.
Okay. Just
you immediately notice a lot of elves look exactly like elves from your homelands. And Stonewall, you recognize a lot of people in uniform.
Yeah.
It is a very traumatizing moment as you stand here and try to perceive this. There is a moment where Stonewall, kind of to your left, two figures come running up to you, two men in uniform. That are very disheveled. One of them is practically bleeding out from something. The other one's helping them. And they just kind of rush up to you. And you instantly recognize it as one Chris and Will.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Will seems to be injured very badly. Chris is trying to help him, and he just looks to you. What do we do, General? He just kind of shouts to you with a panic in his eyes.
Stonewall, kind of trying to process this because he just he's very confused. He'll look back to me kind of in this moment of what's going on. He doesn't,
He's kind of
in the middle of your thoughts, you feel a tap on your shoulder, Stonewall. Naora then kind of looks at you with a small smile and walks forward towards the two people and tries to cast Cure Wounds on them.
As you begin to do this, they don't really seem to question it. Stonewall, from the perception of your right-hand side, you can see it takes a moment. It takes hardly a moment. There's a lot going on. But within an instant, you see some elven male has infiltrated your perception and is right behind Naora, and you see him straight up just shove a crude dagger right in her back. Naora, you will take 5 points of damage from the dagger, and you will take 60 points of damage from the poison.
So 65 points altogether, right?
Correct.
Oh, God. Okay.
Stonewall, you see
If
your
you're
friend
not dead
just...
from that, I'm gonna be impressed.
Yeah, you see your friend just hit the ground.
Okay, immediately seeing that, Stonewall would immediately, would draw his sword and try to take a swing at this guy because he just, basically saw this guy plunge a dagger into Naora, so he'll basically want to, okay, I'm going to swing at this, swing at this person. Draw his sword and we'll, swing.
All right, I don't need you to roll. You take a swing and you slice this elf's torso just ripe enough, splatter of blood, and he tumbles over backwards. As you do, you can see immediately your soldiers have pulled out what firearms they have, and they've trained it on you.
Okay.
The war begins to fade away. The elf fades away. Naora fades away. The men fade away. Stonewall, you are alone in a hallway, staring at a wall with your sword out. There's a nice gash upside the wall.
Okay. Alright. He wasn't traumatized before, and now he's kind of is, because he has no idea what the hell just happened. And doesn't know why he's just took a swing at the wall, because he thought he was, he thought he was in the middle of a battle.
Stonewall heard himself in confusion.
Well, again, kind of at this. Oh, sorry.
Naora, you've been wandering the hallways. You haven't seen anybody.
How fucking dare you?
Excuse me.
Can I ask where is Naora? Because I see no token anymore.
You do not know where Naora is.
Okay.
Thank you for asking, though.
I just figured that she needed to know, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she actually freaking died. I was like, what?
Good, I'm doing my job correctly.
Wow, I didn't know that people were going to switch places and crap.
Wait,
They're
do
not
I
switching
still see
places. This is
walls there?
all. Yes, state. Yeah, or you're still lost. You're still searching the hallways.
Wow, so
No
we
one's
don't even
switching
know.
place. This is all illusory stuff.
So we don't even know when we're gonna have our own like actual token.
Correct. You have to perceive everything I have.
Well played, DM. Well played.
Arius is proud.
Okay.
Back in time and again, those should have been brought up. It's like, anyway,
Yeah, Stonewall, you're left with a mess of confusions.
yeah.
Okay. We will go to Edgar.
All right, let me just scroll up to where he is.
Edgar
There he
should
is.
be midway for you, cameraman. Room 49.
If I may interject for just a moment.
Please.
Mhm.
Congratulations, everyone. You now have Glossen's HP. Your HP is 65.
Wait, what?
I wanted to give an explanation as to why Naora lost HP. You all have Glossen's HP at 65.
Hey, I got buffed.
He wanted to get a general number for.
I'm sorry. That was not related. I did not make that correlation. I actually rolled for that.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here I am thinking you just asked me. Okay, never mind.
Oh, no. I asked everybody this morning before you got here. I just need to know everyone's numbers.
Oh, well, excuse
Sorry
me, I
about
look like
that.
an asshole. Never mind.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't make that correlation.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, later. I said all that and I sounded so proud. Boy!
That's fine. Stonewall's got like 66 HP.
Yeah.
I guess for Stonewall I wasn't too far off. Sorry guys, never mind, ignore me.
It's okay. Edgar's got like 80 something, 85, I think.
Well, I mean, Edgar's an elder demon, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't feel like I'm embarrassing you. I didn't know what you were talking about.
I thought there was a spell or something. It's fine, honey.
Tell her it's okay. No. No, don't be embarrassed. It's okay. No.
Alright, so we're moving on. I guess he's just gonna take this other door.
Mm-hmm. An open archway and a continuation of a hallway. No, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. You are not embarrassed by that. Well, I shouldn't say that. Guys, that wasn't bad. That wasn't embarrassing for Coco.
No.
No, that was just
I can't say that.
misinformation. It's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that. It was okay. Don't blame yourself. Don't do this to yourself.
I just don't know what happened. We're just like kind of like going.
I needed Glossen's HP like I need everyone's HP. She told it to me just a moment ago, and it happens to be 65.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but just to be clear, I totally asked if everyone's HP was 65 and you said yes.
Wait, what?
Here, let me read you exactly what I
They all
said.
have Glossen's HP. I didn't know that's how you phrased that. I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what you were talking about. I need to figure out how to learn what you...
You need to learn how to read.
They all have Glossen's HP. I'm interpreting that as they all know your HP.
Oh, no, I meant like deep inhale. Boy.
Agnes.
It's okay. There we go. Now we got it sorted out. Anyway, moving on.
I'm sorry, no, this mess. I needed to know everyone's numbers. I don't have anyone's character sheet like Cade needs. No, it's okay. I promise.
I'm squishy. I've only got 40 HP.
Alright, I'm so sorry. Everything's fine. Please continue it here.
Okay, I was about to say, who's about to come around this corner?
Beep. You continue down hallway after hallway. You finally hit a dead end after a while, and another choice. You hear a voice kind of resonate in the back of your head. When are we going to get there? I'm actually getting bored now.
Edgar's gonna kind of roll his eyes. Well, would you like to help?
Well, I could, but how would you like me to help?
Do you happen to be familiar with this maze in any way?
Not specifically. I can't really see anything right now.
He'll roll his eyes and open up the pocket mirror.
Not specifically, but I could try something. What do you need?
I'll think of a moment. Anything you can tell me about this place, really? We know about the illicit demon that runs it, however. It is also known as a sort of doorway. Care to translate?
Looks like a labyrinth or a maze. Well, if you put a maze in front of a doorway, normally it's just to confuse people to get to the doorway. So, find the doorway. If one has a hard time going through a maze, I suggest doing the fun approach, going through a maze.
Edgar's gonna kind of raise an eyebrow and... Interesting. Not particularly helpful, but interesting.
No, here. Hold still. Let's go through a maze. You can feel the mirror grow heavy in your hands, like about by 20 more pounds. And you can feel it resonating with some form of energy. You're not sure what, and it concerns you. The hallway turn in front of you, the wall before you, a large circle seems to carve itself into the stone and slowly kind of implodes and cracks on itself until it literally caves through and disappears on itself, making a hole through the wall to the hallway on the other side. And you see beyond that, the same thing begin to happen once more, revealing a third hallway and a door.
Edgar's going to smile. Oh, that's more like it.
The mirror instantly lightens up. Going through a maze.
I like your style, good sir. And I will check the door.
Classic wooden door.
All right. Let's nudge our way on through, peek through.
A small room with one door.
Peek through again.
All right, you peek through, and there is a small room with one door.
What?
You peek through, and there's a small room with one door. So you're standing here, looking out, and you see this.
I'll try again.
You look through the door again.
Go through it.
Oh, yeah, you go through, and you walk into a small room with one door.
Here we go again. He's gonna back out and go down the other hallway.
You back out through the door, and you are in a room with a one door.
I'm backing out again.
You back out, and you are in a room with one door.
Bitch!
You are going through The same room after the same room, like you are caught in a loop.
He's gonna roll his eyes and open the pocket mirror again. He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna glare. Really? Really? You're going to freaking... You're You're gonna seriously black out literally all of the progress I've made so far and just lock me in here. Oh my god.
I love it.
I don't.
No. Oh man, that's.
The mirror hardly does anything and just says, "What?"
I'm stuck.
Oh, sounds like a problem.
It is a problem.
You cheated, and now you're in trouble.
Are you freaking serious? Is that what it is?
Oh, jeez. Oh, that is no bueno.
Well, can't you fly? Or something?
He's gonna look up. I'm assuming there's. You said before there's no roof.
Yeah, there's no ceiling.
Is there, like... Can I detect, is there any kind of barrier keeping me in, or what?
Not that you can perceive. You're pretty sure this place has got magic on it in some fashion, but you don't believe there's like an actual force field.
Even so, if this is my punishment for cheating, then it might not be so good. I just need out of this little space, and I sincerely doubt that flying out is really going to get me anywhere. As much as your little through the maze helped.
Fair. Ooh, try going backwards.
He's gonna go back through the door.
Do you walk frontways to the door or backwards?
See, that's the trick.
First, he's gonna walk frontways through the door just to kind of...
You walk through and it's the same as before.
He's gonna look at the mirror.
Backwards? The cracked mosaic seems to shrug.
And he'll kind of squint for a moment, then he'll turn around and take a step backwards through the door.
You step backwards through the door and it's the same deal.
He's gonna look at the mirror again.
I don't know. Sounded like a good idea to me. Let's try going down.
Edgar's just going to call out, "I will wreck another wall if you don't let me out this instant."
You just hear this stupid snuggy. Just hear this stupid little laugh from Vaudeville.
I'm gonna try one more time.
You open the door.
Yep.
Hallway.
About time.
You notice the hole in the wall is no longer there.
That is fine, I do not care.
You hear Vaudeville's little voice kind of just nag at the back of your head. Well, I see I can't really scare you, but I can at least make you upset. And that works too.
Edgar's gonna be kind of grumbling as he hikes down the hallway.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You blink and you're back in the room. You hear Usling in your brain as well. You know, I don't like him.
Funny. Neither do I. Oh no, wait, Tires, you remember that thing we discussed?
Yes! Yes,
I wonder if now would be a good time to drop it.
Let's.
Edgar's going to kind of look around and be like, I see why you would, I do see why you would, be attempting to get Arius' attention. He is quite the interesting gentleman.
Oh yes, I'm a big fan.
Shall I tell him you said hi when we have tea next week?
Ooh, that would be delightful. You know him?
I happen to be a friend of his.
Ooh, that's interesting. Wait, there it is. I see it now. Okay, you can feel this presence kind of crawling about the room, but you don't physically see him. I get the feeling that not everyone you are with enjoys Arius. Is that fair to assume? Or am I jumping the gun?
That's fair.
Would you deem it okay if I were to let a few of those people know that you are in leagues with this individual?
Not at all.
Yes. Attention, service announcement! Everybody in this maze gets a voice in the back of their head. It's vaudeville. We'd like to publicly disclose that Mr. Edgar Marlowe here, Doctor, pardon, is in league with the nightmare demon, otherwise known as Arius, the dream demon. That's right, he's in league with the bad guy. That is all. Clean up on aisle 3. And you hear like a microphone hang up.
Edgar just smiles. Now, do you think you're going to get a good word put in for you with that kind of behavior?
At this point, I don't care. I'm doing my job. That comes first.
Interesting.
Besides, if I know Arius like I think I know Arius, which I don't really know him, but I've read a lot of books, he'll get a big kick out of causing some panic amongst you little ones here.
Oh, he certainly does. Edgar will try the door again.
This time you open the door and there's just a straight up wall.
This time Edgar's smiling. This is interesting.
No.
He's certainly quite the type to enjoy his fair share of jokes and pranks. He's very much an interesting friend. He's going to try the other.
Absolutely. Hold on. You, for some perception, you can almost, you can't see it, but you can feel like Vod was like looking over like a miniature scale model of a maze. Like he's keeping track of you guys. One moment, I need to attend to somebody else. Sit tight. And the door disappears and it's straight up stone. There's no perceivable exits now.
Edgar's going to roll his eyes. He's going to sit in the middle. This might be a little bit interesting. I actually want to pull up Evil Archive. Evil Archive is an archive of literally everything that has ever been written ever. I want to see if I can find anything on the maze that we're currently in.
All right. You are probably going to find vagueness at best, but feel free. Hold off on that for a moment.
That is totally fine. You can just leave me there. Who are we going to next?
Glosson.
Yo.
You just had an interesting account with almost Ardwin.
Yep. No, that wasn't upsetting at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're at the end of this hallway. You have a couple of choices. Please continue at your discretion.
I'm gonna go this way, because the other two ways look like they just circle back to where I was.
Okay. So you begin to continue. Are you on your tablet? Can you
No,
move your
I'm
token?
actually token. I'm on my computer.
Okay, I didn't want to just start moving your token for you if you could move it.
That's okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hallway, hallway, hallway. Intersection. You have a choice to your left, turns around, and a choice to your right. It continues.
I'm gonna go right.
As you round a couple of corners, you again hear the familiar sound of quickly approaching footsteps.
The shit. Clausen's gonna pull out his sword again.
Okay. As you prepare yourself, slowly continuing, it sounds like there's multiple footsteps.
Oh, F off. What have you got for me?
Right, you peek around this hallway that extends down a ways. And as you do, you see three, two male and one female drow come bolting around the corner that are dressed in very disheveled wear. They all have daggers. You immediately recognize one of them as the individual that killed your mother.
Somebody about a spellcast bullshit.
You see them look around and speak to themselves in, you assume, deep speech. You're not quite sure, you can't understand it. And they do manage to look around. They're searching for something or someone. And you see one of them just kind of heighten up, their ears perk, and they begin to sniff and kind of slowly start turning in your direction. I assume you're kind of just peeking around the corner. You're not really out in the hallway yet.
But I can see them?
Oh, yeah, you can see them.
God. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Clausen notices the drow. Everything hits him like a train. He freezes in place and just... He starts to hyperventilate as he's just standing there, recognizing these faces and everything, just hitting him, coming back. His mother, the sounds of her gargled cries of pain, and the graphics that I won't go into detail. He remembers everything like it happened yesterday, and he's horrified.
You hear one of the males that's sniffing in your direction just point a crooked dagger down this way and just shout something you believe, just insinuating in your direction.
Jesus Christ. God, my poor baby, because I know this is exactly what he'd do. He's going to take off in a sprint. He's running. He's running.
At the sound of your footsteps, you believe they shout something to each other and they begin to chase.
I'm deciding whether he would take the other way that he didn't go, or they just keep running back where he was. Dash.
I was about to say, you need to make a choice. They're hot on your trail.
Hyperventilating as he's running.
Mm-hmm.
And about the illusion thing.
They're shouting. Yeah, they're shouting amongst you themselves. They don't know who or what you are, but they're chasing you now.
He gets to the room and can I still open the door, or is it locked? Is it
No,
there?
You can open the door. You fumble with it for a second like everyone does in some sort of chase scene, but you get through it.
Run.
Mm-hmm.
Run.
As you turn another corner, you hear them just break through the door. You hear it splinter off the hinges.
Dude. Oh, shit.
There is a moment where you hear some sort of pained noise, and you hear something. One of the voices cut off behind you, and it only sounds like two footsteps, and then back to 3.
Okay.
You're still being chased. They're getting close. Panic.
Run. Run.
Are you just narrating her sound effects at this point?
Intense wheezing.
Hold up. I can act this out. Don't doubt my powers.
Oh boy.
Run. He just, in his head, oh god, no. As he just, heaving, running. Keep running. Run.
Running in the 90s.
Right. Sounds behind you kind of fade out as you were focusing intently on just escape, get away, not any of this. Until you kind of stop at this intersection, realizing you have 2 dead ends. And you realize there's only one set of footsteps behind you. And you don't hear the deep speech. But cutting around the corner, you see a drow, but it is not any of the 3 you recognize. It is one you recognize. His sword is bloody, and he looks like he just got a good stab himself.
It's Bay! Oh god, this is terrible. Wheeze.
He's wheezing too and just kind of looks to you. He realizes, looks down to the sword, looks up. He just kind of drops the sword and just kind of holds his hands up like, it's okay. But he hasn't said a word. He's panicked as well.
He stops and he just stands there. He's shaking hard and he just... This isn't funny anymore. And he has tears just running down his face. This isn't okay anymore.
Just this utter look of sorrow, and you could see the hurt in Xander's eyes. He wants to say something, but you're not sure he knows what to say. You believe he might have gone through. If he is real, he's gone through things he hasn't enjoyed either.
Considering he's following us, he could very well be real.
Uh-huh. And Glosson just... Stop it! And he just starts to yell, this isn't funny anymore!
You see Xander just kind of wince at your screaming. He looks like he wants to help, but he doesn't know how. He kind of awkwardly stands there and kind of just waits to see what you're going to do. As you're trying to make sense of everything and gather your options and possibilities, you can see, because I can't really put the tokens perfectly, but you can see near Xander, coming from around that corner, you see what looks like a drow sneaking as best as he can around the corner. It looks almost exactly like him. You believe Xander doesn't notice him at first, and he looks like he's just about to try and just side swipe him. But at the last second, he ducks out of a swipe. Xander grabs his bloodied sword off the ground and just kind of lunges it right into this other drow, right in his core. It gurgles. You see Vaudeville's eyes flash into that drow, and it just drops and just evaporates. Shakily, he drops the sword again and just kind of looks to you like he didn't enjoy any part of that, and you just hear him say through a trembling voice, I don't want to be here.
Hold on. Wait. Sure. I want to make sure. Oh. baby. Okay. Do this?
Hmm.
Attack, but can Glosson use Mage Hand to hold this Xander in place?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With this look of like distraught trauma.
It's got like a 5. Yeah, it's only got like a 5 pound limit, but you can kind of hold him.
Yeah, no, he won't try to pick him up or anything. He'll just kind of death grip on Xander here, and he's.
You can grab some part of his clothes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he holds
Get him by the
something.
throat!
Yeah, that would be good.
Loki vs. Thanos, this bitch.
No.
Oh, hey, spoilers!
It's okay. We're good. So he grips onto this Xander in any way possible. And he goes, I don't know what motherfucking game you're trying to play, but no part of this is alright anymore. And he just starts. He's dragging his sword on the ground. He's angry. He's tears. He's traumatized.
Xander kind of winces a little bit at you, and you're screaming. You were obviously hurt and enraged. Through just this sigh and a look of sorrow, he just kind of looks to you, and he's got his arms up. He's trying to show like he's not about to make any sudden movements, but he's not completely passive. But he just says, I don't know which way is up right now, but I trust you, and I will believe whatever you choose. He's kind of he can't stand to look at you in the eyes right now. He begins to slowly just kind of hum to himself. Just a soothing little tune. You don't know if it's trying to calm himself down or you down or quite what.
I can hear somebody frantically texting.
Mm-hmm.
Same. I think Coco's yelling at Will.
Getting suggestions.
Glosson, you slowly recognize this tune as one your mother would have sung to you as a child.
Okay, let me act this out. He stands there just holding. And his eyes just kind of. How do you know that? He's talking to the demons.
Kind of unwinces and looks to you. It's a song a dear friend shared with me when I was small. We couldn't speak the same languages, so he taught me through song, at least to start.
I didn't tell you to say that, and I'm so proud. You remember what we talked about? Oh my god. Stops. He lets go of the hand. He steps forward and pulls out his dagger. He's like nose to nose with him. He takes out his dagger and lightly cuts his arm.
He winces a little bit and he bleeds.
Ways I could test this shit. Hold on. Pull this. If you pull this as this damn demon, I'm gonna be pissed. Unless that demon reached real far into his memory, he wouldn't know that shit. just for a minute. I want to believe you're real. Keeps sobbing. But I don't know what to believe anymore.
You see the slightest bit of tears in his eyes. He kind of nods. Awesome. He kind of reaches up gently, cautiously, but he ends up reaching for your face. And if you don't back away, he gently cups your cheek. Clausen, I need you to grow the fuck up.
Oh! No! God!
This crooked little smile forms on its face. I can't get you entirely, but this is an improvement.
Stab it! Stab it!
Yeah.
Running down his face in an angry roar, he just starts shanking this thing.
He just starts laughing very maniacally as you just start putting holes into the Xander, blood spurting out.
That's really creepy. As you're stabbing something, it's
Enragement.
just laughing.
Enragement, child. You're getting blood all over you.
He doesn't.
Hell, my dog, enragement child!
He doesn't care.
As you get about, I'm going to say like 6 or 7 good stab-ins, you see Vaudeville's visage kind of fade from his face, and you just see Xander in shock, just getting stabbed.
Stop. And you need to stop right now. This is not funny anymore. Like, I'm getting shooketh. What do you mean?
It means, you don't see any visage of Vaudeville on him. You see Xander getting ferociously stabbed by your enragement stabbing. Still, I assume, like, hauled nearly on his tippy toes by Mage Hand.
Oh no, he let go of the hand.
Oh, okay. Well, then at this, he is toppling backwards and profusely attempting to hold his wounds as he's profusely bleeding out.
Jen thought
Begone.
we'll have our sending stones.
You still have everything on you, yes.
I know it's a long stretch,
Mm-hmm.
but he picks up the stone and he calls Vivian.
Oh, okay. It takes her a moment, but she answers. Again, you don't believe she's not used to people calling her directly. But she answers.
Lawson's in nothing more than a traumatized panic. He speaks into the stone. For the love of God, Miss Amber-Rose, please figure out a way to tell me Zen is alive and okay. And he's just...
Okay. Are you okay? You seem, she's trying to ask how you are, but she seems like whatever you're calling her about is probably more important. You hear some ruffling of papers. You can tell she's moving or mobile or something, and she says, I think I saw him yesterday. I'm not sure. I don't know where he's at. I'm sorry. Shucks. He was fine yesterday. I haven't seen him since. I don't see him that often. You're not sure if she knows if she can get up with him.
We're more than a day's travel from there. If he was there yesterday, he's not going to be here today. Math.
know if he would be thinking soundly enough to be able to calculate it, though. He seems completely disheveled, and everything is starting to become just a bit too much. Stumbles back a little bit. He wheezes and drops the stone, and he faints.
Ooh. Okay.
He's just he's too mentally overworked, and he faints.
Okay, and back to Willow.
Alrighty then.
There is a Razor Crest cultist standing on top of the wall that is looking you over quite interestingly.
And I am walking away. And we said down here were 2 dead ends, right?
Yep. Oh, sorry. No. One dead end and one hallway.
Ah.
Boop. Willow. Heavy footsteps.
Incinidagger.
Heavy footsteps approach in your direction. Thud, thud, splattering of liquids. Thud, thud, more splattering of liquids.
If this is who I think it is. If this is who I think it is.
My money's on Bone Crusher.
So's mine.
Do you think this as you try to piece that together?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, okay, you think that, and then the footsteps seem to lighten up, and there's no splattering anymore.
He changed his mind. He doesn't like that he got predicted.
Then you have the then what sounds like the crackling of fire and the twisting of crooked branches.
Ah, that would be Pharrell.
You hear very subtly, but you hear a very faint, disgruntled, just from around the corner. Willow, roll me a dex save with disadvantage.
It's like, no, you're not supposed to be smart.
Oh, that was almost a now one. I saw it.
5.
Okay. $32 points of damage as 3 large spikes rocket out of the wall beside you and skewer you near your neck, your torso, and through your lower hip.
Ouch. Very much ouch.
Well, someone's pissy. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
You said 38 points of damage?
32, I think I said.
I can't go back and look at the footage. What did he say?
32. I rolled a 12 and a 20.
Okay. That leaves me 8 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
I'm squishy. I'm not gonna survive this maze.
The hell
How do you
you are?
react? How do you react to this?
Ouch!
Valid? Do you just stand there and try to recoil? Do you move?
You said it. I'm going to try and slowly unskewer myself.
Sorry. Yeah. It'll pierce you and it'll instantly retract. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, you're not stuck.
You didn't specify that initially. I was like, am I pinned
apologize.
to the wall? Oh, look, I've been impaled.
Yes.
I want to try and collect myself and just say, okay, I don't think that was the most fair thing in the world you could have done.
What are you talking about? You're fine. This voice comes in the back of your head.
What voice? Do I know it? Is it vaudeville?
It's vaudeville. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Like I may
Look
still...
down. You're not bleeding. You don't have any holes or injuries.
I still have that physical that damage though.
Absolutely.
It's like, yeah, but I thought you were supposed to hurt me emotionally, not so much with the physical.
This seems pretty emotional to me.
Oh, you and I have two different definitions.
That's fair.
Okay. I try and shake it off and keep going. It's very hard to psychologically damage something that's already psychologically damaged.
Ooh, I know what to do. Let's see. Shall we be formal? My name's Vaudeville. What's your name?
Willow Wisp.
No. What's your name?
Oh, pulling this shit.
Whatever you want to call me.
Smart. Hallway.
It's like I have too many aliases. Just whatever's fine. I need to stop phasing through the wall. Alt.
No, you're fine. I know.
No, it's just personal. It irritates me.
You'll take another point of damage from what feels like just pure bloodlust. You can't see any damage, but you can hear the blood splattering.
You know, I'm not a huge fan of this because I don't have any healing spells. I damage.
I'm aware.
I damage. I don't do any of this healing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pretend to staunch whatever blood is flowing?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're trying to hold wherever you feel the pain.
Ah.
That is a good question, Glosson. I'm assuming that you hung up the sending stone. Okay, yeah, Glosson, if you dropped it, the line will go dark for Vivian's End.
Wait a minute, I have an
And
idea.
Immediately, everyone else's sending stone will kind of call up and kind of expressly ask, is everyone okay?
There went my idea.
Oh, sorry.
Edgar will mention, well, we're currently stuck in a maze made of nightmares, so... Personally, a lot of us, I believe, could be doing better.
All right, she seems concerned for Glosson. She says Glosson kind of just went dark.
That'll get Edgar's attention.
Willow, please continue to move if you'd like.
I was gonna say, you know, we all have sending stones that are supposed to interact with each other. We could just walkie-talkie our ways to each other to let them know, hey, whatever you're seeing, it's not the real me.
There we go. Utilize your tools.
Yes, just check in with everybody.
Why the hell didn't I think of that?
Because I'm trying to get you guys to learn.
Oh, and learning we are. I mean, you're freaking Willow's about dead, dude. You're learning us something hard. I mean,
No, something different. Stairs.
Stairs?
Stairs.
Stairs!
Oh,
I don't care about the left wall strategy. Stairs!
No, it's funny. You weren't here last time. Stonewall got on an endless flight of stairs and walked for nearly a day and a half.
No.
Don't stairs!
Can I try to stare anyway?
You try to stare, and you go down a short flight of stairs, and you empty into one large room.
Okay.
I say now would be a quick time to do a quick break.
Agreed. Intermission.
Willow actually found the
What? What?
Really?
Willow found an exit.
right, okay, sure. And I'm a ham sandwich.
There are 2 exits in this maze. The other exits, the other stairs, are traps.
Oh, fluff off.
Oh,
And again, most of this maze is just a placeholder. I can move you guys around because this thing is endless.
Oh, that explains why. Okay.
After every
That
turn
explains why
where
I
we've
keep
been has
hiding
gone
and
dark.
rehiding. I can't make an endless maze, and I can't have you guys an infinite amount away from each other, so I only have limited space.
I'm glad you said that because I was sitting here thinking, I hope the guys don't think I saw the exit or anything because I didn't.
No, I haven't mentally marked which stairs are right and wrong. No, you wouldn't have seen it from the map. Absolutely not. All right, guys, quick bathroom break, and we're going to get on to the Act 2 of this finale.
Just letting you know, I don't want to risk anything like resetting the stream, so we're still live. We're just in intermission.
Oh, yeah.
Understood.
So if you don't want it out there, don't say it.
Boogity boo! I am a ham sandwich.
No, Glosson is a ham sandwich currently.
I am a very tall midget.
The actual term would be half.
I'm a very tall halfling. If y'all don't get the reference, watch the Asdiff movies. They're funny.
I got the reference. That was brilliantly done.
Yeah, I'm mostly talking to the audience, but heh.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine.
Did you know carrots are good for your eyesight?
You lied to me.
Lied to me. Oh, that's still so freaking cool. So I took a quick sec to walk into my room, and I forget that I was looking for the Wand of Wonder pamphlets. And I thought they were in the chest still from the convention. So I just had my mimic chest just on my bed, wide open. So I turned the corner, and there's just this chest with teeth on my bed. Wonderful.
And it smiled just a little too wide.
Guys, two things. First of all, I got an email from my college talking about how, hey, there's going to be a de-stress fest. And it legitimately says, as one of the reasons to attend, gifts from Bartleby.
What?
I kid you not, I can send you a screenshot.
Please.
yeah.
Bartleby, what are you doing here?
Is it liquor? It's liquor.
It's got to be liquor.
It's probably.
Hang on, I'll send it in the Discord. This actually came from my college. There it is, right there. Gifts for take-home giveaways from Bartleby.
Hot damn.
That actually seems about right, because whenever I type out Bartleby's name, I never give him a capital B.
My college found out about Bartleby. Also,
What? Oh, I thought you were being serious. I got so excited.
no. Also, I found out. Oh, it's been 1 year since the Loki Nendoroids came out. I still need one.
We finished today. It's also been 1 year since we've started this campaign, so congrats, guys.
Yes. It has been the official 1-year marker that we've all started doing shit.
So, I also have a couple of memories on Facebook. One of which is a quote by Jacksepticeye saying, "He was talking, a person was moving, I shot that!" Appropriate for our current campaign.
True. Yeah, it's true.
So, how you guys like the labyrinth?
I love it.
Love it and hate it. I want to stab you and hug you at the same time.
Oh,
Hug him with knives.
Yeah. Certain things being brought up.
No, it's one of those, I love you, but I hate you, but I love you, but I hate
Hey guys, 4 years ago today I left CNU.
Oh, wow.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, that was actually a good thing because that set me on my way to like actually going to college.
No, you said 4 years ago to...
Yep, apparently 4 years ago today.
Is Naora in a car?
No, there's just a lot of cars passing, and I cannot
Are you
hear it.
outside?
No, I'm near main road. I live near
Oh,
main road.
she's- So she's roboting for me.
Yeah, she is.
Hey, can you hear me?
That's
Now
a
we
little better,
can.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I live near our main road, so there's a lot of traffic today.
Oh, okay. Please don't mind me. I need to know who are we going to be waiting on. Are we waiting on anybody? Did anybody actually leave?
I don't know. I know I've been here the whole time, so.
Robot roll call.
Hello.
I'm here.
I'm not here.
So the only one it looks like we're actually waiting on is Lady Coco.
She seems okay. I don't know how shooketh she be.
Probably exceptionally shooketh. Shooketh enough to call herself a ham sandwich.
Oh, she does that on the normal. It's all good.
And a ham sandwich. I heard you talking. What you talking about?
Are you good to continue?
Absolutely. I just need to use the bathroom. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, so are we good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well then, guys, I'm ready to continue.
All right.
Alrighty.
So I found a big room.
Yes, you find this big room, and in this room, you see it's like a setup, the same type of large room like you found yourself in the labyrinth, except there's a ceiling. It's about 20 foot high. This one's actually like underground.
Okay.
I'm going to politely ask Naora to do push to talk.
Do I see anything in this room?
Yes, you see a few things. You first instantly see a elf that is fainted on the floor that looks like your friend.
I'm gonna lovingly say this. Fuck you. I love you, but god damn it.
I rush over as fast as I can, given the fact that I am very much hurt.
Do you got any heals? Just runs over. Hey, I know you're having trouble, but I need help.
No, I'm not that much of a jerk.
Okay. So, yeah, Glosson seems to be unconscious and you're not sure from what. You look off and you see, in the far corners, you see other people. Stonewall is looking like he's having an existential crisis with his sword out, just staring at one of the corners. Naora seems to be walking in circles in one of the opposite corners. Edgar's standing in the middle of the room looking very peeved. You can see from your perspective, it looks like he's almost in a glass box.
He's just sitting there. He's got Evil Archive out. Hey, where'd he go?
Oh.
You're still there.
Willow, can
Willow?
you see everybody?
Willow, what do you do? Yeah, Willow sees everybody in this room. I'm going to get rid of your token. Don't panic.
Ah!
Don't panic.
Go.
What do you do?
I would like to try and shake, not literally shake people out of it, but try to get them to snap to it.
Well, how do you go to the... Well, tell me how you do this with each individual, and I'll tell you exactly what happens.
Well, first I want to try and wake up Glosson.
Okay, you rush over. Glosson is just passed out on the floor. No weapon out, no sending stone. And you just try to shake Glosson. Glosson, you are easily roused, and you find yourself in this room with Willow, and you see everybody else in the same state I have just explained.
Oh. He's not gonna say anything because he just passed the fuck out. So he's just kind of like, as he, is roused awake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'll go over to Edgar next, and just kind of.
Okay. You kind of walk through this glass partition, like a magic field. Edgar, you're in that room, and you just see Willow just kind of phase through one of the walls, and the illusion falls away, and you're in the same room.
Willow is in my room, or...
As soon as Willow phases through the wall, you notice this, and you're no longer in that room. You're in this large underground room now with everybody else.
Edgar's going to stand up from the sitting position. He literally was sitting like he was in a chair, but there was no chair. He was just sitting in air.
Choice.
I'm going to stand up and just be like, well, this is an interesting twist now.
Indeed.
Edgar is going to use his devil's eye really quick to verify that everyone is who they are.
As far as you can tell, they are.
Awesome. Is Glosson still conscious?
Glosson is now conscious.
Okay, good.
He's still on the floor, but he's at least awake. He's trying to orient himself again.
And the other two?
Well, I'm going to try my best to just kind of like tap them on the shoulder or something and just be cautious.
Okay, absolutely.
They seem to be the most high-strung. I don't want to get slashed.
It's fine. As you do this, respectively, Naora and Cernwall, whatever you were perceiving kind of blinks out of existence, like you wake up from a dream and you were in this room with your friends.
Nora blinks, looks around, doesn't recognize the room, and just looks. Then Stonewall sees everybody, and she's like, very softly, like, what?
Any ailments or physical discomforts anybody has are now noticeably gone.
Am I still dying?
No, you feel normal.
Good.
I say that was of his own volition. That wasn't the demon, so trying to orient himself.
What would have happened if I had actually died?
I'm not sure. Let's save that for next time we have to come through here.
Next time.
I'm not doing this shit again. What are you talking about?
Everybody
Okay,
panics.
Then we won't find that out then.
I'll set this damn place on fire. It's not even a maze. Glossy uses ice magic and he'll set this thing on fire.
It's like I saw a spider burn that house down.
You also see, kind of tumbling down the stairs shortly thereafter, in a large, clunky suit of armor, Godard. He looks frazzled. His beard's not well groomed anymore. Quite frazzled. He just kind of looks around, shakes his head, sees everybody. Big sigh, just fucking finally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We all agree.
Godard kind of looks around. I don't know what kind of weirdy stuff you had to go through, but mine was probably worse. He kind of inflates his compensation a little bit there. You're not quite sure what he fears.
I really want to do this,
Flowers.
but I don't want to take all the attention, but I really want to do this.
I kind of openly set that up. Go ahead.
Cool. That's something that I could do, but go first.
Glosson kind of orients himself like he's surrounded. He backs up. He's in the corner, and Edgar, he looks horrified. He's drained of color. You don't know what the hell he went through, but curled up into himself. He's terrified. He's paler than normal.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to hyperventilate again.
Oh.
Edgar's going to walk over to Glosson and kind of very gently, not gonna touch him, just kind of go up, hands up, and just be like, "Dear, it's all right. We're all real. We're all here."
Yeah, you guys will take sufficient time to make sure everyone's convinced, everyone's real as best you can. Everyone takes a moment to relax and try to situate themselves, calm down. Godard has kind of gotten up and strolled over to the other side of the room. Those who care to kind of watch him see he'll get about halfway across the room. Something will slightly spook him, and you'll see him quickly brush like his arm, like something got on him, really panicked-like.
Spiders.
Those of you who see this think he might have something about bugs. But he doesn't look around to see if anyone saw him, but he notices it doesn't, and just kind of stiffens like, that totally didn't just happen, and continues.
Sure.
There is a large door on the other end of this room. This room is empty. It's cold. There is a large iron-gated door that is a design of twists and turns. There is a symbol that looks old, very old. If you want to kind of zoom out, I can at least show you what the door looks like. The door looks something like this.
Oh, now I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Ooh. And very faintly, it's almost kind of tuning out what you hear Vaudeville's voice kind of in the back of your heads, that just a happy little self-satisfied giggle, and just, good job. I'll see you for round 2.
Hey, Edgar. Once Glosson realizes you're real, he clings to you. He's not letting go.
Edgar is completely and utterly fine with this. He'll hold you tight and he won't let go either. He'll just keep you there because he knows that you freaking need it right now.
I would have said that sooner, but yeah.
At this point, Godard kind of is at the door. He's checking out, and he starts to kind of push on it. He's the man. He's ready to go. He's not about to have a powwow session.
Edgar's gonna kind of pull at Glosson, like, are you ready? Shall we?
Do I want to be a drama queen today? Do I want to be a drama queen today?
Edgar's gonna lean down and kind of whisper into your ear, do you need me to carry you?
He doesn't let go. He is embarrassed as he nods.
Aw.
All right, then. Edgar will stoop down, sweep an arm under your legs, and you are now being princess carried.
Yes!
What was this you've been whispering to me constantly in PMs? Demon Daddy?
You'll get a look and a roll of an eyes from Godotho and just he's certainly not as angry as he was. You believe he got shook pretty hard too.
Good.
Edgar will simply mention to Godotho, some were shaken up more than others. Let us respect that.
Yeah, Stonewall still,
Grumble,
So
grumble,
long
grumble.
as we still make progress.
Stonewall still very visibly shaking. Like you can see him trembling.
Yeah,
as he
everybody's
pulls
still
out.
going to be reeling about this from a while, no matter how long you take
Yeah.
to calm down. Absolutely.
Yeah. Edgar outwardly looks obnoxiously fine. Like, he doesn't seem very, very different. However, his features are slightly, those who care to look, his features are slightly more hardened. He seems to have lost a little bit of his sense of humor that used to be there. That is unusual for Edgar.
Demon Daddy, no.
Godotho starts taking the initiative and just starts pulling on this iron door. He only, if you will just your sight to the door, he's only about this tall to it. It's a large door.
Can I do something stupid?
You can try.
Is there any magic holding the gate shut, or is it just a straight
It's
up
just
metal
heavy.
gate?
It's heavy.
It's just heavy.
Blow up the door.
I wasn't gonna blow it up. I was gonna straight up kick it open.
Somebody.
Somebody once told me.
It looks like it's supposed to open outwards. Godotho's pulling on it.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'll bundle Glosson up into one arm and grab one. Can I do something real stupid?
You can try.
Something that's gonna reveal just how frustrated and upset Edgar really is.
Ooh.
I want to try
Yeah.
and pull the gate, but I want to see if I can pull it off the hinge. With demon strength.
Yeah,
Demon strength.
Roll me. I'll need a strength check and whatever bonuses you have.
Yes, Demon Daddy! Sorry, I'm very enthusiastic.
Okay, so because this is demon powers, it's gonna use the Astaroth character sheet instead. Oh, good
Mhm.
lord.
You know,
How's this
Lawson, you're
straight?
the reason we have fan fiction.
What? I'm sorry, what?
18 with a +5.
I mean, what?
All right. You effortlessly end up pulling this open and bending the good portion of metal you have on your hands, but this thing should have budged a lot more than it did. So this is made out of some pretty stern stuff. It's not your average everyday metal.
Okay, so to those, it wasn't as dramatic. However, Glosson,
It was still impressive. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Glosson's probably a little freaked out because you can see that there is now a hand mold where Edgar's hand came in contact with the metal.
You tried
I'll hook
to
you up.
bend vibranium.
That's a good way to say it.
Looks up at Edgar and sees his face, and he just kind of hugs you a little tighter in like a comforting fashion.
Glosson, in the moment that you looked up, you could see the pink eyes of a demon. He's not happy.
Oh,
Godotho just kind of looks a little bit impressed. Good job, man. He just kind of brushes past you. Let's go.
God damn it.
So Godotho just easily just scoots through this opening large enough and continues into a slightly darkened tunnel. It's hazy.
Edgar's going to
Whatever,
pull his hood up and pull his cloak around both Glosson and himself and step forward.
I assume those who have some form of light make it so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Stonewall will pull out his...
You guys... That's fine, whatever you like. You guys find yourself in a tunnel that extends for as far as your immediate perception is, even with the light. That is made out of, like, it appears to change. You think this is, you've gone through the labyrinth, you found the door you were looking for. The floor is solid cut stone. It's slightly damp in here. There's a bit of kind of a foggy haze of just dust all around you. It doesn't look naturally carved. It appears to be something else. At the far end, you can see the slightest reflection of a similar door you just went through. This is some sort of tunnel. The walls are irregularly stacked and misaligned. It doesn't look immediately like stone. Who would be the first one to see what the walls were made of?
If it's what I think it is, it would likely be either Edgar or Candela.
Willow.
Okay, either or. Okay. Whoever to choose from, just giving you this for the roleplay. You get close enough to the wall to realize that it's not stone at all. There is no stone in this tunnel save for the floor. It is books, papers.
I love it.
Jagged, jumbled, infused, burned, scarred, corrupted. This is what you...
Can I just say, number one, fantastic job with the mapping. Oh my god.
Thank you. I'm not taking credit for the tokens and pictures I find, but thank you.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. Really good.
Golf claps. Golf claps.
Goddartho is easily just trudging down this hallway. He cares not for anything that's going on here. But as he continues, you see him kind of slow down and really start to take everything in. And at one point, he just frankly stops and he's fascinated by the books now. Like, uncharacteristically fascinated by the books.
Goddartho.
He doesn't immediately respond. He's kind of in awe and a little confused.
Goddartho.
You're pretty sure he can hear you.
Leave him.
Edgar's gonna kind of turn to everybody and just say to be cautious.
He finally speaks when he realizes he's about to be left behind further down the tunnel. This is the library.
That's usually what books mean.
No, this is his library. This is the library I helped move.
Good, then we're here.
Willow gives 0 fucks.
Were you not helping us get here?
Yes, but it was in shelves, and he starts motioning, trying to, show with his hands how a library works. It was lines and rows and floors of books. This is not how I... This is different.
You said this was 200 years ago, too, so...
Mm-hmm. But if Goddartho lines up with what you know already, you believe this here might be the, grandiose, multiple-floored library that was missing from the dungeon at Lost City.
Oh boy.
This is how the library ended up, or became, or something.
It's been corrupted.
What a waste of perfectly good books.
Right?
Quite.
He kind of tries to think about it to himself, but ends up continuing, realizing, well, I guess, whatever. Please continue. Goddarth's not in the lead anymore, but he's kind of following.
We're going to continue down. You said there's another gate at the end?
You see exactly like what the map shows here. You see a door at the end.
Alright, let's see if there's any magic guarding that door either.
Okay, so as you begin to approach on the door, maybe about 20 feet away, you begin to hear a noise of liquid pouring down books, and along the left-hand wall nearest to the door, water just starts seeping through and kind of pouring out like a few holes in like a cracked dam. I believe everyone will probably naturally halt, expecting, like the cliche of, there's water going to burst kind of deal. You hear just this water pour out, and a form kind of emerge through and something forces its way through the wall in a very pained motion, like someone trying to fight their way out of a viscous fluid. You see two orange hands and a face kind of rip itself out, with a red cloak kind of eventually just spill out gelatinous like on the floor, and sopping wet, the water trickling fades from the wall. This figure just starts unloading at least a good stomach full of water from its system on the floor.
Hey.
It hazardly, frantically rips this hood off of its head to breathe, to wrap to it tight like cling wrap. This looks like Graves. You see a tiefling with this orange X floating magically in front of its face. With the hood down, you can see Graves' horns have been cut off closest to his scalp.
Oh god.
You can tell from the way he's doubled over, he's cut off his tail as well. He is coughing and hacking. He nearly drowned. And he is not doing the best, but takes enough time to try and sort himself, and still sopping wet, just broken and angry, just looks up to the rest of you and just staggers up to his feet, hazy, weary. I can't let you get to him.
Edgar doesn't even flinch. Then we shall go through you.
Here, I have his token just for token's sake. Beep.
I'll just point now.
He's just face down on the ground.
Well, he kind of
Ready just
was.
to slice him in half. Ready just to slice him in half, if need be.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. This is not... I don't think this is what he wants. I'm supposed to be the guard. I think you can't... I can't let you do this. You see him kind of pose like he knows you're about to jump on him, and you see him kind of hastily pull something out from a jumbled pocket to the side. You see him pull out this eldritch-looking necklace that's made out of a healing amulet and 7 teleportation amulets that you instantly recognize.
No.
The final boss is Chips.
kind of just holds it there. He's still panting. He's near drowned. He just kind of holds it there like, don't do it.
Edgar will look to Glosson and look to the others. I'm assuming that Edgar's in the front with Glosson.
Yeah, wherever you guys would like to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This sucks. I was going to take advantage of the fact that he was covered in water and freeze him, but I can't do that now.
Oh yeah, he's still soaked. He is still completely soaked. You could freeze his ass easily.
Yeah, but would it drop the amulet? Would it activate something? I don't know if I want to take that chance.
I was gonna say that's questions you need to ask. Goddartha will push Willow to the side, brush Naylor to the side. Edgar, he's straight up going to push past you very rudely. All right, little paint stain, you're the asshole I'm looking for. Do I need to punch you or punch you twice? And just starts to assert himself.
Edgar's gonna roll his eyes like that one viral image of Robert Downey Jr.
I think I have that as a GIF.
Like, we'll let him handle this for the moment.
You see Goddartha just lose his shit and just the angry yelling gets so bad you can't even make sense of it. It goes straight into Dwarvish.
Oh.
And you just see him just reel up a fist like he's about to just cold cock this idiot.
Damn, if only I gave Glosson the ability to speak that language.
And you see
Edgar's gonna turn to you and just go, "It's nothing nice, I assure you."
you see Graves kind of wince a little bit and eagerly kind of stumble back. You see him just kind of fiercely shake the necklace in his hand, and you see the necklace kind of attach itself to his arm. It clings in his fist, and the rest of it just kind of flips up like cling wrap sticking to a static surface. And he immediately drops to his knees, and you see the cloak shred off of him. And, oh God, Coco, you're good with this? Has anyone seen the movie Akira?
Yes.
Oh no!
I hate you.
Think of that, but much less technological.
Oh, why? Honey, why?
Graves begins to mutate of some form. The clothing gets shredded. His bones snap and break. Just guttural sounds until this mass with some necklace in there somewhere is nothing but this aberration in front of you.
Oh God!
Merry Christmas.
Oh look, it's Flash.
Is he still sopping wet? Can I freeze him?
It's moist in areas, absolutely.
In area.
This thing's not entirely just covered with water.
Okay, so Glosson, Edgar, you see Glosson lift up a hand very quickly and blast out Ray of Frost.
You are behind Goddartha. Are you aiming for this thing's head, I assume?
Whatever he can hit without hitting Goddartha.
Okay. Give me one
Edgar
second.
holds you up.
I don't. As much as I would love to say roll initiative, I don't need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
But just tell me what you want to do. Just give me a second to explain what happens. So instantly we'll say, yeah, Edgar, you hold Glosson up to some advantage. You roll out Ray of Frost. Just roll me damage. That's all I need.
Okay, I haven't done this in a while. What's my damage? Sorry, I should have had this already pulled up. When you reach level 5, then 2d8, so it's 2d8.
Okay. Please roll that for me. In everyone's mind, you hear Euceline chime up very excitedly. Oh my goodness, it's a mindless one.
I rolled 6 and 4.
Thank you. Okay, any immediate reaction to Euceline before I narrate what happens?
Edgar has no comment. He'll probably ask about it later.
Okay, fair. Just asking. I need to make sure this goes the chronological. I'm sorry, Nayor, were you saying something?
I'm not in my agreement. She'll ask about it later.
Okay, it's fair.
Yeah, I'll run it later.
It's fine. So, Glosson, you do Ray of Frost, and you see your ice just completely cascade over this form and wedge itself into cracks, like freezing between two slats of stone. You see it worm its way throughout this creature, and it makes some form of just unpleasant sound of agony that could vaguely be interpreted as an apology. You're not sure.
Oh, God.
Goddartho just straight up goes to just rip his sword off of his back and just slice into this thing. He gets one solid cut, and this thing's large, oversized fingers just grab Goddartho, palm the head, fingers halfway down this dwarf man, and just lifts him up off of the ground in front of it. And you see Goddartho just start to violently shake. Sword falls to the ground, and you see Goddartho start to shrivel.
Oh my god.
Well, Goddartho's dead.
You see this begin to happen, and you see some form of essence going from Goddartho into this creature. With that, it leaches out from its feet and along the floor, winding like snakes. And one way or another, it winds close enough to each one of you. And as it passes underneath your feet, each one of you feel this indescribable coldness that just shakes you. Your breath can be seen. You feel cold. You feel dark. You feel empty, emotionless, afraid, happy, sad. A mix of emotions all at the same time. You feel this presence just start gnawing at the inside of your core. I need everyone to take me straight up 40 points of psychic damage and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
My god.
Oh my god, jeez.
You said 40 points of psychic damage?
40 points of psychic damage.
I'm dead.
Okay, Willow drops. And at this, you will automatically fail your Constitution. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
So Willow hits the ground and just starts convulsing, seizing, and vomiting.
Oh, God.
How's everybody else doing?
Two. I'm good.
Edgar
Right?
winces,
Oh, I'm good.
but otherwise doesn't have anything too terribly evident.
Yeah, no one else is down yet, right?
Just
No.
me?
No.
Okay, so
I'm sorry, hold on. I'm not down. I just want to be sure. You said how many points of damage again? One more time?
40.
Minus 40. Sorry, I'm just doing the math.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I know I'm good, but I just wanted to do the math.
Okay. Yeah, now everyone else needs to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I rolled
Good?
17.
Good?
16.
Good? Glosson?
2.
A 2?
No, a 22, dear.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out for me. Was that a 2?
22.
D2.
Sorry.
Please don't kill me.
It was cutting off like the first half of your word. You're fine. Yeah, no. Everyone gets this excruciating nausea, but you managed to keep it okay. You see it leached just this life force out of Goddartho as well. You could tell he's trying to move, but he's starting to see just as bad as Willow is. Please, what does anyone do?
Well, first, can I just... I know Glosson's going through this shit right now, but he's gonna quickly make sure Gwendella's okay.
You hold a hand to your amulet, and she seems to be protected.
Thank fuck. Okay.
Debating trump card. Debating trump card.
I would ask you to save it if I were metagaming.
Okay.
I'm fine, I lied, I'm dying.
Just, how do you guys react? There's no initiative, just go.
This is bad. This is bad.
I have a spell called False Life on Willow.
Yeah, if you wanna bestow that and give her the temporary hit points.
Not meant for me, but with bolstering yourself with the necromantic facsimile of life, you gain 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points for the duration.
Someone will to use Cloud of Daggers. See if that does anything.
Absolutely. So, okay, Glosson, so you start being a form of protection. Go ahead and just cast me the damage for that, for Stonewall. What's the area, please?
King 2.
Stonewall?
Okay, I was going to say, you said area,
okay,
I'm like, what?
basically just... Hold on.
Yeah, I need to know just roll me your damage, and I need to know the area of effect.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, right, with a giant, thing right in front of us, really.
Oh, yeah.
14.
Okay. That is enough. So you quickly summon a cloud in the top of this tunnel here, far enough back you think you can catch this creature mostly, without hitting anybody else by accident. And a cloud, literally a cloud of daggers, rains down knives upon this creature. It begins embedding in its back and a few of it near its head or shoulders, whatever you can make of this creature. Just enough. Each pane just splurts out an excessive amount of blood for just this knife wound. It just roars in this otherworldly tone. Goddartho is dropped to the floor. He ragdolls. This creature kind of just tumbles forward. The feet are still planted, but it kind of just bends about the waist. The head falls forward, smashes into the ground, limp. And you see it kind of shrivels up and almost like imploding, but not violently. It kind of sucks in on itself and seems to just disappear from existence. The spell stops. The room is quiet. The magic along the floor stops. Everyone feels fine. Willow, you're still unconscious, but you're not seizing or convulsing anymore. Or I'll say you're stable, sorry.
Okay.
You gave him the 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points if you want to roll that.
But was that targeting anybody but yourself, though?
Well, the spell itself was meant to be for me, but I'm giving it to you. I'm targeting it at you.
Can one do
It was meant to
that?
be for the person who uses it, but I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Do you need to be seen by Edgar?
Well, he said I'm stable, but that doesn't mean that I'm active anymore still.
Guess who's going to be
Oh,
resurrected?
yeah, thanks. 1d4, right?
Plus 4 temporary hit points.
Okay, so that's 5. The bare minimum.
Please continue, guys.
Curdle, Tumar, Slayer, Gamble, Breaker. Come on.
Oop, excuse me.
Fire, Fissure, Flare, Surge.
Once Glosson is sure it's safe to actually get down onto the floor, he tap Edgar to put him down. As Edgar puts him down, his knees wobble, like he's a little jelly at first, but then he...
There it frickin' is! Sorry, I was looking for a tool.
Very good. Edgar, you see him kind of close his eyes for a minute, almost as if he's remembering something, and he straightens up, stiffen, like a hard stiffen. and he immediately runs to Willow's aid and he tries to help if he can. He used his healing amulet on Willow. I think you told me I'm not allowed to use it on other people.
Yeah, I'm going to limit that to you.
Edgar is
Especially
going
with
to...
Mandela.
Edgar is going to kind of nudge you aside, Glosson, and you're going to inspect, just make sure that, like a doctor, he has 27 doctorates, he knows how to use them. 26, excuse me. So he's going to go over Willow, make sure that they're physically okay.
Yeah, and Nero can heal.
Yeah, once the presence is gone, everything seems to be normal for the most part. You guys, through whatever methods you care to discuss on your own time, you managed to get everyone back to full health. Willow, you're stocked back up.
All right.
You go to check Godolpho, and unfortunately, he is dead.
Another token to cross off.
He seems to be shriveled up like a raisin, like necromantic leeching energy.
Well, that's what you get for running forward.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hence the Robert Downey Jr. eye roll.
Wait, I got this. Please continue, guys, as you do.
All right, we're gonna head forward again through the gate.
Yeah.
I assume you just leave Godolpho there. I don't expect them to try and carry him.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
He chose his fate.
That's fair.
Cold world out there, man.
You, again, the same way, you, with some effort from friends, managed to pull this door open. And you see a tiny, small set of stairs, stone steps leading down. You see light. It hits a couple landings. It seems to turn direction. The overly large door seems to completely taper down to just like a single-story hallway. As you get down here, you can see the slightest dusting of orange dust floating through the air, similar to what you saw in the dungeon bubble. You believe this is evidence of more of the fractals. Assuming Argon is with you, with the party, Argon would be having fits, but you guys would have been rectifying that with your little taser discs you just got. Or assuming they are back at the tower, I'll leave that up to you guys. With Amon's, you would be getting calls from HQ saying they were acting up when Graves came into play. But they would seem to be fine now. Okay, I need people to zoom out and zoom in. Dude. I'm just leaving this orange. It's going to be at top left corner. Zoom out, zoom in if you need.
Dude. Why is Gwendella out?
I just have her token here. She doesn't have to be.
Okay.
I'm not seeing
I just have this... Excuse me?
Shit. If you are showing anything, I'm not seeing it.
It's fine. I just have this orange token to help you guys remember there is orange dust in the air.
Oh, there we go. I'm good. It just worked. Sorry.
It's fine. So please, you should be able to move your tokens. Move as you please in whatever order. There's a set of stairs.
Edgar's going to rip some fabric from his cloak and put it around his mouth and nose so he doesn't breathe the dust.
Glosson watches you does this. Watches you does this? Wow, it's English. Watches you do this and follows suit.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the chamomile handkerchief and he puts it to his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! The magical chamomile handkerchief.
Okay, you should be able to move your tokens.
Who's first? Dead. Anyway.
Okay, all good.
I'll go first. I may as well. I'm having the worst day.
Oh no!
As you hit the first landing, the room opens up into a large chamber. There is furniture all about. There are several torches lit. Those of you who are magically inclined instantly recognize these as a form of magical torches, not actual fire. There's immediately, I'll open up the room so you guys can see more. There's immediately a body at the foot of the stairs.
Lizard man. Oh no, there's a lizard and a body. I didn't see the body. The body blended.
There's a lizard and a man.
All right, guys.
And there's crystals. I see crystals.
Please tell me what you want to check out.
I want to inspect the bodies.
At the foot of the stairs, there is a man dressed in casual adventurers wear. He is half climbed up on the stairs like he was maybe dragging himself. There is a large lizard, about 3 feet in length, that is kind of laying his head on this individual like a dog would lay their head on a person. Each of them have these orange fractals protruding from them in several areas.
Cheering his familiar. That's so sad.
Without really needing to roll perception, you don't see much on this individual. You see they're kind of laying on a bag. You see attached to their hip looks like a journal or a book.
Read it.
Can I swipe the journal or book?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alright. Can I read it?
You flip through it. It's got a lot of chicken scratch to it. It's notes. It's like an adventurer's notes, confirming this person is an adventurer. Near the end of the book, or end of where the pages stop, the writing stops. I just apologize. The entry goes along the lines of, if anyone finds this, my name is Jarek. I got lost in the labyrinth, looking for, as most people do, a doorway to this underground city. I found this place, but it is not what I am expecting. This place seems to be a dead end. I don't know what this place is, but I feel sick. And I need to try and make my way out, but I am in no rush to face what I faced upstairs. I need to find food soon.
Oh god.
Edgar will have read this aloud. He will shut the book and lay it back down by the body. If their eyes are open, he will close the eyes of both the lizard and the man.
You do exactly that.
Once he does that, Edgar will kind of vault over the railing of the stairs because the bottom of the stairs is being blocked. He'll step forward. He'll address Stonewall. If you could please go inspect the desk down that way.
Yeah, Stonewall would nod and be, would nod in agreement and go to inspect whatever's on the desk, which is on the very front. Yeah, he would go in that direction.
Yeah, it's just down from you. Edgar's going to turn to the others. Everybody be cautious. Avoid the body at the bottom. I will help anybody down the stairs if needed. Let's inspect this area, get as much information as we can.
As you guys start making your way into the room, there's a...
I cannot move my toe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me one sec. There is a form of resonance in your head, kind of like a feedback of a microphone. That kind of chimes up and you hear a very old, familiar voice. Hello? And it sounds same as the same voice of Carolyn from the Lost City dungeon.
Is that all of us who hear it, or just
Everyone hears it. No, everyone hears it.
Edgar will be the first to chime. Hello, who is speaking?
My name is Carolyn. Hello? The words are not matching of one who speaks a normal sentence. It's like those crappy audio recordings where they just pick the words from different contexts so it doesn't match up.
Siri?
Kind of. Not really. It's not uniform, but it's like picking words from different sentences.
It's like those videos where they put like, President Obama sings "Call Me Maybe," but it's just different.
Yes.
Him speaking.
Yes, it's like that.
It's President Obama singing "Call Me Maybe."
Has anyone seen that? It's really good, actually.
It
Oh
is.
God.
There it is.
Please feel free to look about or talk as you please. As you get to places, please tell me where you're going, so I need to tell you what you're saying.
I'm at the desk. What do I see on the desk as I look at the desk?
Stonewall, at the bottom here, you can see there is a full-on work desk strewn with books. On the long table beside you, there are all forms of schematics and blueprints that seem to be referencing fractals, connectivity, conductivity, experimentation, and blueprints and schematics of like how fractals work in relations to like some form of something called a circuit.
Okay. Judging that Nero was like right next to me, you know, I motioned to her and I guess discussing exactly what, you know, like what the hell is this?
Nero will look over your shoulder to look at what you're looking at.
Mhm.
But she seems at a loss at what's going on as well.
Mm-hmm. Let it be known, Stonewall, the voice that you hear seems is the exact same voice that's been telling you how to feel or how you should feel this entire adventure. It's that same voice that's been nagging at the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
This same voice you've been hearing since the ordeal with the tadpoles. Yes, I can hear Naora. I'm sorry, you having audio issues?
No, I haven't said anything outside of I'm just peeking over to see what Stonewall's.
It's odd because I can hear everyone else speak. I just can't hear Naora talk.
Do you have her muted by chance?
No,
I don't see a reason why I would.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
No, she's not on mute, and her user volume's all the way up for me.
I don't know, but she's talking right now, and apparently, I don't know.
Sorry, Gene, for some reason I can't hear anything you're saying.
What about everybody else?
I can.
We can hear you, Gene.
We can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one who can't hear you. Let me disconnect and reconnect.
Okay.
Gene, try now.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I got you. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Who's next? I need to.
Shall we go from left to right?
Oh yeah, sure, that'll work. Willow.
Yes.
Up near the top, there are a bunch of barrels, and you begin to stumble upon some bookshelves. A few of the barrels are smashed. They look like they possibly held liquids of some sort. Whatever was in the barrels that were smashed are long since dried or evaporated. It smells sweet of sorts, maybe some form of ale or something of the sort. but thick layers of dust, rubble, those ceilings crumbling a little bit. This place has been down here for a long time. Glosson, you see bookshelves upon bookshelves, large tomes that seem to be like manual scripts, and without even looking through them, you can see by their labeling, it seems to be like codes that seem to be familiar of aligning to the weirdly scripted books you found in Carolyn's library. You think these are like the code references on how to read all of those books, like the master copies of sorts.
Oh.
You see a large section of them referencing the fractals, of course. Edgar, there is a large metal grate, circular, that is in the floor here. You see a set of armor, a standard set of metal armor. It looks old. It looks very outdated. Human size, set up on a stand. It's dusty, cobwebs. There's a table, a dining table set for one. Single chair, single plate, single set of cutlery. There's a forge, coal, anvil, a workspace. You see along the far side there's a large organized table of tools, some forged, some equipment, bags, samples, everything neatly organized. Please feel free to talk or explore.
There's a slight storage room down here.
I have a question. When Edgar tried to talk to quote unquote Carolyn, you said, did she seem to respond, or was it just like kind of like a recording of her speaking?
It responded in perfect time, but the words were not the perfect context. It wasn't like a normal person speaking, but they did respond, or at least it seemed to be.
Meanwhile, I'm assuming that I see it. Go ahead.
Sorry, okay, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a recording, like a video kind of recording. You know, if you get...
The way the words came out, it sounded like something of a recording, or a couple of recordings that maybe had been put together, or like two people speaking at different times. But it did seem to respond. You could test that theory.
Yeah, I would like to see if I can get him to.
What do you say?
I just kind of asked the question like, what is this? And I kind of like point to what is this book, or what was it that Stonewall was looking at? It was a book.
Stonewall's kind of looking at the table with all the schematics.
Yeah, so she'll ask Carolyn something about that. Like, what are these?
And everyone can hear this voice that comes through in kind of this broken audio style. Schematics. I remember working. These schematics helped fixing learning and fractals. It's not a perfect answer, but it seems like it's responding. Edgar, you see this large storage room, shelf upon shelf of all bits and ends, everything from the tiniest little ceramic and porcelain pots of sample jars all the way up to larger bags in front of you, some of them filled with gold and obvious riches, spices, powders, boxes, tools, crates. This is the proper storage room. Everything is neatly aligned. On one of the shelves, a lot of the items are vacated because there are fractals growing out of the shelf, and all the items on the shelf are moved as far as they can from it.
Edgar will look up to the voice. Where are you?
We are here, everywhere. We are stuck. Edgar, you notice as I assume you're like looking, like really perusing the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you notice as you speak, the fractal that's like nearest to you right here on the shelf. I imagine it's not quite nose level, but it's pretty close. Gives a faint kind of glow as the voice speaks in your head.
Carolyn is within the fractals and the dust. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, you saying that out loud? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. The fractals, yes and no. The fractals are knowledge. Knowledge in physicality.
So the fractals are physical manifestations of knowledge.
You say that out loud?
Yes.
The fractals are more than knowledge. They are knowledge beyond. Willow and Glosson, you guys can see behind you, about here in the middle of the room, you feel a presence, and there is a dark shape of a humanoid figure that seems to glimmer in and out of existence. It's complicated. It vibrates. It shakes. Sometimes there's a head. Sometimes there's an arm. Pieces of it seem to not exist at the same time. You instantly get a heavy nausea, and you see this figure slowly sink into the floor and disappear, like descending a level. Willow, you are familiar with these things before, and Glosson, you recognize this as something similar you saw in the dungeon bubble before Chips encountered the thought.
It made us nauseous, though?
Yes, this thing made you sick to look at. It was hard to understand.
It was like Vant Black, where it exists, but we can't perceive it.
Yes.
Neat. I was going to say, because I thought the last time we saw one of those things, it gave us a piercing headache.
Correct.
Yes, we're getting accustomed to it. It's, instead of giving us a massive headache, it's just making us nauseous now.
Oh. Huh, neat.
Please continue.
Willow, Glosson will look to you and give you a look of, please tell me you saw that.
I return the look.
He nods. That was particularly odd. Did anyone else happen to see that? He kind of yells it out loud.
Edgar's gonna go, see what? From, like, 2 rooms away.
That would be no. No one saw it besides us.
Yeah, Stonewall would probably say,
I
didn't know
see anything.
Edgar, you take another look at this metal grate on the floor, and it looks like it's very subtle. It's kind of covered in some dust and rubble, but you think there's a handle on this thing, like a hatch, but it doesn't look instantly recognizable as a hatch.
Edgar's going to walk up and inspect this thing.
It looks like a primitive version of a hatch, except that the handle is on the side where it's mounted to the floor. It's like a pull lever, but it's very subtle.
Can I grab hold of it and give it a good tug?
There's some resistance. It's a little rusted. It's ancient, but it finally snaps into place. You hear the creak of metal, and the entirety of the hatch, you hear something depressurize, and it rises like a large bird cage. This whole metallic form of a cage rises up out of the floor, and it's a descending metal staircase, spiral staircase.
Edgar's going to call back, I found an exit!
Or an entrance.
Either or. I found a way.
You found a way?
Show us the way.
How did I know? How did I know?
My queen, show us the way.
Um,
Time to hike up my dragon socks.
That's something
Before-
Edgar would say.
oh my god. Before we start going anywhere, is there any book that Glosson can see that looks significant? Or is there no. Is there I don't know if it'll matter. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the inscriptions you were telling me about, and I'm thinking, do I need to write that down? Does it matter? And then I'm like, is there any book that's significantly sticking out?
Without rolling perception, nothing stands out more than the others. They all seem incredibly significant. Like these would be the master copies, but there's a lot of them. You think for your easy understanding without trying to go through all of Carolyn's code and reference, sheets, anything about the fractals would probably be the most important to you, but that would even take some, researching and understanding of how he writes notes.
Alrighty, Glosson's gonna grab like 2 books and stick them in. He actually has a backpack that I failed to mention. So he's gonna grab like 2 because he doesn't want to carry too many. So he'll weigh him down. He just grabs 2 and sticks them in his bag, and it's like ready,
That's fine. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anyone else coming?
So obviously move forward saying, I guess whatever answers we have in here will be answered down there.
Yep.
All right. One by one, you guys slowly descend the metal spiral staircase. You descend only 1 level, and again, light. You see light, and slowly forms into a very, very small room, much smaller than the one you currently had. You might need to zoom out. It's just near the top here. Again, I just have this orange here to remind you that there is this dust floating everywhere. Again, you should be able to move
Well,
the buttons.
Nayara will
Oh,
kind of
hold
like
on,
use
hold
her
on.
cloak to like cover her nose.
Yeah, okay. If you guys want to put up a wrap or something, that's no problem. Absolutely. Yeah, please descend and do as you please.
Excuse me as I leapfrog over Stonewall.
That works, dude.
Boing.
As you reach the bottom, there is... It reminds you everything of a classic dungeon. Tiny, small, stone, not even carved well, just mortared and bricked up like an igloo. There is a cauldron that is lit up with magical flame. There's a couple of magical torches, again, recognizable. A coat of arms dustily hangs on the wall. There's a table with some food, a desk. There's a door at the far end, and a sheet hanging over a large object.
Mm.
What do you want to bet? It's a mirror.
I do want to go and inspect that coat of arms.
Yeah, please feel free to move. Stonewall, you don't easily recognize this coat of arms. It looks
Okay.
absolutely ancient. The weapons are, there's like 2 cross spears. They look extremely primitive, but yet alien in a way. They just look like beyond your time.
Okay.
There's no initiative. Feel free.
Alright. Edgar's gonna kind of nudge his way around Naora, pardon me. Scooch through. Oh, whoop, hello.
Hi. Sorry, I scooched past.
Bump. Light bump.
Ooh, sorry.
Edgar will just smile and nod.
That was cute.
He
Anyway,
knows where you're heading.
Mhm.
He'll change direction.
Statue?
Sorry, did I steal your thunder?
I'm sorry, statue?
Or whatever the hell's covered by the sheet.
Oh, okay. There's a large bout of fabric that is covering a tall sheet. It reminds you exactly of the same dimensions of the floor mirrors in your rooms.
Told you.
What's the right? What's the sheet? What's it made out of?
It seems to be just it seems to be some sort of silk. But
Cool.
any
Can you
color
also
that
take it off?
any color that it actually has faded, so you don't know what the true color of this thing was. It's covered in a thick layer of dust. Absolutely. Yeah, you can move this thing.
He moves it and he ties the silk around his neck. What's the Actually, no, he doesn't do that. He holds it. What's
So you
underneath?
tie it around your neck.
No.
You think about it. You kind of you drape it over your shoulders for a second, and then you just get like this layer of dust just bombarding you. You're like, nope, nope.
He just holds it. It could be of good use, so he holds it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a floor mirror, just like you had in your rooms. It's an older style, but it's similar. As soon as you pull the silk off and you can see your reflection, it's got a good layer of dust on it as well. You instantly see it shatter in front of you, and it spooks you for half a second, and you hear usually, "Oh, this one! Finally! Hi, I could see you all."
Hello, fancy to see you again. All right, what do you know? He just kind of gets straight to the point.
I don't recognize this place, but I recognize this viewing point. God, he covered this up a long time ago. People get tired of hearing me.
Can't imagine why.
Ha!
It's a mixture of like genuine and sarcasm. It's a mixture of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And he half is nah.
You believe, you have reason to theorize that this might be the mirror that Carolyn used to contact you, Celine, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
You see a broken desk that looks like it's literally had something smashed through it, but it's still trying to be used. There's a stand with a couple of test tube vials. There's no chair. Behind you there is a upholstered chair with a plate of cured meat, a few vegetables, but they all look practically petrified.
Oh boy.
Nothing has been down here in ages. At least 200 years would be a safe bet. Maybe longer.
How long has Carolyn been trapped? Edgar just kind of mutters aloud.
Okay, you say that aloud.
Yeah.
You hear Carolyn's voice come from the ether again. Trapped many, many days. Time isn't perfect. Signals help. Knowledge, books will help the signal stay.
Books will help the signals stay. Are they pulling? Could they be pulling? He's gonna announce this to the rest of the group. Could they possibly be pulling the words that they're saying from previous recordings that they did, and that's why it's not perfect?
Like Bumblebee.
That's a good theory. It sounds kind of, it could be a black box effect, much like Chips was. But you're not sure the direct source. But that is a very strong theory. Glosson, there is a door, if you haven't noticed.
Mm-hmm.
We did not notice that.
I'm sorry, I thought I pointed it out. There is a wooden door right here.
No, I did not notice. Oh.
No, you did point it out, but it was just quick and brief. I think people.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to take in. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. While you have all of this blacked out, that concerns me a little.
There appears to be more room.
Okay. He's gonna pack away the silk in his bag, just because he can. And what?
I'm sorry, this is wall here. This is how the room is shaped.
Okay, so it is wall. Okay, good. I just want to be sure.
Yeah.
Does the door have any? Is it literally just a wooden door?
It is a primitive wooden door. This is the most basic of wooden doors.
It's the basic bitch of wooden doors. Gotcha.
Yes, it's dusty. It's balsa wood door.
Oh, it's a dusty bitch. Okay. So, before Glosson steps, or at least tries to work with the door, he steps back, and he doesn't do anything immediately, but he calls, there's a door. There's a door.
Well, open it.
Doors are nice. Here, you Sling, just kind of call.
Are we certain that's a great idea? We don't really know what's down here, Glosson being overly cautious.
Would you
We
like
also
to go
don't have
back?
much choice.
I'd like to find out what happened to my present.
I open the door.
You open the door and you see a small hallway, and you immediately see wreckage.
I get on the floor and walk like a dinosaur.
You see 2 walls have been smashed in, and from the immediate patterns, it looks like something broke through this wall and went through this wall. All right. I'm running a little bit late. How pressed is everybody for time?
I'm a little pressed.
Yeah, by 11:30 I have to be at work.
I can do it by 11:30. No worries.
Okay.
All right. Okay, can I get you guys to pause for just a brief second?
Okay.
Someone is trying to demand a... All right. One moment, I'll be back.
Sorry for all of Glosson's attention whoring today, by the way.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. No worries. No worries.
I'm having fun,
Yeah,
and I
okay.
get kind of carried away.
I said it's all good.
Oh, okay. You know, I get into it, I start acting, and then I have a lot of fun, and then I get carried away. Oh, sorry.
It's all good, man. I think we all do. We all do with our characters. I know that feeling.
I overthink too much.
Same.
I kind of had a real moment when we had that war flashback scene, or
Yeah, so did I. So did I. I was like, okay. Okay, how do we process this?
Why are we all here? Just to suffer?
I just absolutely love that I was able to guess exactly what he was going to throw at me.
Yes.
Damn it.
can we all take a moment to thank Willow for getting us out?
It was a complete accident!
God, yeah, that was. Yeah.
My baby boy had fainted, so thank you.
Well, if it were me and I had multiple staircases, I would just kind of roll to find out which one, as they were discovered, would have been the one out. I love his maze, though. That was great.
I had a love-hate relationship with it.
Oh, you would have
Yeah.
absolutely hated the Nightmare Maze.
Hellish amusement.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Very, very good way of putting it.
Circus of the Damned?
Book of Circus.
Maybe.
Wow, not an immediate squeal from a certain Black Butler lover. I'm surprised.
No, I heard it. I heard it. I'm just reading emails right now.
Oh, I got it. It's okay.
Yes, while we're in the
Smart.
brief break, we're all trying to catch up with our daily lives.
Good. Well, I'm back. Sorry.
And we're back with Days of Our Lives.
All right. Well, I'm back. I apologize.
We're all still here. You're good.
Someone demanded your attention.
All right. My parents wanted to ask me stuff, and I didn't want to leave them hanging for like 30 more minutes. All right. I am eager to do this damn reveal. Are we good?
Yes, reveal away.
All right.
Yes.
Willow, you see something has made its path from this room into this room further. With everything you've seen, you're not sure which one you'd rather go into. But from the seemingly end wall over here, you believe that the room to your left, whatever happened came from, this room over here might be smaller? Question mark?
Okay, then let's head that way.
Through brick and rubble that has just been decimated, blown through, disintegrated. You see a very, very small room comprised of a few shackles and a large cage, an iron cage that is built into the wall. The door is open, broken off of its hinge where it connects. There is a small plaque that is handmade with a wooden sign hung haphazardly on the door that is scrawled or carved into, 127.
127. Experiment 127. Got it. Great. So it came out of its cage and it's doing just fine.
Hey.
It's doing just fine, but it lied. It's dying inside. Anyway.
Right?
Oh no.
Mixing memes.
In this room,
I heard a cat.
you see the wall has exploded. And in the middle of this room, you see, again, this complicated figure, this dark figure about the middle of the room, just kind of gibbering in existence. You get very uneasy as it, again, just kind of evaporates into the floor and descends further. And your nausea goes away.
Alright. Let's keep going. I'm sure there's more. I saw the figure again. It went down. I'm sure there's more to this place.
You see pretty much just emptiness, and it empties into a rounded off chamber where the destruction continues to lead to. Another magical torch illuminating a curtain haphazardly hung like a partition in what looks to be a rounded room.
Alright, pay no attention to the beast behind the curtain.
Edgar will cheekily turn to you. That's supposed to be my line.
Well, then I'll take what's behind curtain number 1 then.
I once wrote a thing where there was a Wizard of Oz thing, and Edgar was the wizard. It was a dream sequence, but it was still really funny.
I must read this. This sounds good.
God, it's old if I can even find it again.
All right, who's up first? Who does this?
Well, who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know who's on third.
Take a look behind the curtain.
I need to know who pulls the curtain open.
Probably Edgar, because he's the one that can take the hardest of hits if something happens.
I've already died. I've died twice already.
Edgar, as you pull the curtain aside, you see a small little alcove. There is a chest of what looks like apples that are all petrified and no good anymore. As you pull open further, you see this scene here.
Oh my.
You see what looks like, without a doubt, you get PTSD for just a moment. You see straight up an illithid, a mind flayer, if you will, that is attacking a young man on what looks like a makeshift bedroll. A young man with a prosthetic wooden left arm.
That would be an interesting experiment. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
But what would
His
happen?
face is entangled by this illithid's tendrils. He's probably in the process of getting his brain sucked out through his forehead. They're frozen, covered in fractals that are protruding from them. The illithid's midriff is pierced by a rock that mimics the night sky of darkness, void, and starlight sparkles. Like a spear. They seem to be frozen, almost petrified in time. Beside beside that, the only other object in here of importance that you can even see, there is a small it reminds you of a sending stone, but it seems to be more refined, not like a classic sending stone, or maybe like a larger version of one that is roughly near where a pillow would be on this attempted bedroll.
Oh my.
This individual being attacked doesn't look like they could be over 25.
Don't tell me that's the body of Carolyn.
What do you want him to tell you?
I have all of these theories tumbling around in my head, and I don't quite know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try and snap off a sample of the void spear.
Of the thought?
No, the spear that mimics the night sky.
Yes, you believe that is Carolyn's chunk of the thought.
I know how to handle these things, cloth, etc.
You're not sure if that's... I was saying, you're not sure if that works for everyone.
Hang on, I just thought of something. Edgar's gonna pull out the little mirror locket. The pocket mirror.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna open it up and go, well, we found it, and turn it towards the scene.
Oh, shit! He's dead!
Well, that solves that.
Yeah, Carolyn's dead too. But damn it! What the... What, like a... Used to like a toothpick? The fuck is this? I get it now. You see something clicks in Useling's head. Okay, whatever. That's shit.
Care to explain to us?
How do I dumb this down? The fractals are like knowledge, like living embodiments of knowledge. I guess is what Carolyn wanted. They seem to be entwined in some sort of mind matrix or something. And the thought right there seems to be broadcasting thoughts and memories, kind of like an antenna. Books
Oh,
would be like
I
an
get
amplifier.
it. I get it. The thought is a broadcaster for a supercomputer. Each of the
Are you serious?
Each of the
God
little
damn it.
orange fractals are like a mini computer.
Oh,
It's the internet. This is the physical embodiment of the internet.
My lord.
oh boy, oh jeez.
What a waste. Okay, well, disappointed, but I'm glad to know. You recall from Stonewall's book he snagged of 127 referencing Carolyn losing a left arm to procure a specimen. That would explain the prosthetic arm. Again, you see some form of like a sending stone near Carolyn's bedroll. And again, you recognize they look very young in form, but you cannot discern any feature of Carolyn's face or really much of their hair, as their head is pretty much entwined with.
I wonder what would happen if the thought was pried out.
You're not quite sure.
Does our friend Euceline have any idea?
Oh. You ask him, and he says, well, yes and no. I know what they could do, but depending on what Carolyn did to it, depends on how he rewrote the rules. They all do the same, yet different. Does that make sense?
They all do the same thing, but it depends on what the wielder wanted.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it. I'm sorry, is Glosson too shook?
Not necessarily. I'm just trying to think.
Oh.
It's kind of horribly ironic, though, that they wanted knowledge, and here they are getting their brains sucked out. That's just terrible irony.
Yeah. Irony.
Well, that's the experiment. What if you give an illithid who thirsts for knowledge all the knowledge that it wants?
Oh. Huh.
That's a good theory.
I kind of want to try and pry it loose, but I'm worried.
There is a sending stone. They're apples.
Can I look at the sending stone? If the sending stone is an Apple iPhone, I'm gonna kill you.
No, that's a good one. No, it's a primitive version of a sending stone. You might think it might be used just by sensing the magic on it. You think it might be like a recording stone, not like quite a walkie-talkie.
It's a pager.
No. More like a recording, like a tape player in more modern terms.
It's a
I want to see
Walkman.
if there's a way I can play any of the recordings on it.
You can play the most recent one. You kind of activate it like a sending stone.
I play the most recent one.
You hear, oh boy. You hear the frequency come. It's audible. It's loud for everyone to hear it. Can I kind of cluster everyone into this room, assuming you're all kind of close?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm assuming you guys are kind of close.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The audio begins to play, and you hear the sounds of some shuffling and someone sitting on a couple of creaky floorboards or bedboards. Day 35. It's only been a few weeks. It's only been a few weeks and I can't believe it. I'm too young for this. 127 grows restless. Transmissions are a work in progress. It's harder to contain 127. They gnaw at my mind every day. I can't take this much longer at this rate. The fractals have been tuned more easily when you master their patterns, but then you hear the voice cut off and whispering, layers of whispering kind of come over this audio. And you hear this voice pick up. No, stop it. Please, stop. I'm so close. You hear the whispering again, more intensely. I beg you, please, just please. You hear repeated smacking noise of wood on wood. Those of you who try to perceive and kind of play this out of this recording that possibly happened right here, you see some slight dents on the boards around the bed, and you link it up with some slight dents in the forearm of Carolyn's prosthetic arm. I'm so close. I must bridge the gap. I just want to see if it's possible. I need you to behave. Who am I kidding? I'm trying the impossible. Maybe it's not worth the sacrifice. My colleagues, the other kings, they're all probably delving into riches and wenches with their weird fucking powers. What do I have to show for my work? Nothing. Maybe I should just stop this. The whisperings again. No! Shut up! Shut up! I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these fractals. You hear something get knocked to the side. I'm tired of you. Maybe I'm wasting my time. If anyone asked me what I wanted to do with my life, it wouldn't have been this. I've abandoned my friends and family to pursue my greedy little fantasy. If I had the chance to send a message to anyone in this realm that wasn't because of this or gift or about 127, I'd tell them the truth. It's hard to tell how mixed up you feel inside. Every day, each turn, each opportunity, hoping that you'll find what you're looking for. The idea that you can be whatever you want to be without changing, or that you could just be yourself with a little change. The doubts, the troubles, the lies, the bad days, the heartache, the headache, all of one's experience. Could you truly tell anyone? Can it be shared? And why do we hide it? We are fragile creatures, capable of so much potential, but utterly afraid of the unknown possibilities. I hardly feel emotions this strongly anymore. I'm either dying or breaking. Finally. I would tell them to go with confidence but be wary, stand tall but flexible. Strive to be the person you want to be after you conquer your demons, not the person you're expected of from others. This world is an illusion to change you. But it's up to us to determine how it changes us. More shuffling. These nightly fits are getting worse. I think I've reached my limit. I'm tired of trying. I'm so tired. I'm only 26. No one should go through this. Yeah. I'd tell them that too. I'd tell them to never stop trying. You hear rustling, creaking of the bed, shuffling of sheets. Yeah. It's decided. If I fail after tomorrow, I might just call it all off. Who knows? If I fail, maybe I could send a message to someone that finally meant something for once. Sure, I'll fool someone, I'm sure, but maybe it'll be something worthwhile. I need to sleep. Sleeping will help. Maybe I'll let 127. I think I will. I think I'll let him go tomorrow. And the recording stops.
Oh.
127 wasn't let go. 127 got...
Yeah. Yeah.
He was one day away. One day.
As I assume you set the stone down, or do you keep it?
I set it back down.
Okay, as you set it back down on the stand here, you hear a bit of this resonance frequency kind of play onto this form of these two in front of you, and like two pitches aligning or tuning themselves, you see the shimmering of the thought, and you hear any trace of Carolyn's voice fade. The message was received.
What?
You think the thought is no longer transmitting anything? It's no longer an antenna?
Oh. I'll look up and just call Carolyn?
Silence.
Carolyn is gone.
The black box finally stopped.
So it was holding on until the message was received by anybody.
Edgar will pick the stone back up and we'll actually turn and hand it to Willow. Keep this safe until we get back.
Absolutely. Into the bag.
Edgar's going to turn to everyone else. I don't care if anyone agrees with what I'm about to do, but I ask that you at least stand back. Edgar's going to put those black gloves of his back on, and he's going to turn to the piece of thought.
Yeah.
Alright, he's going to take out Evil Pocket. He's going to see if he can do the same thing that he did with the piece from the dungeon bubble.
You very cautiously but very firmly grab a hold of this structure, and as you do, you feel an energy resonate, trying to get through your gloves, and it reverberates back. You see it vibrate amongst these two, well, technically corpses, and almost instantaneously they are sucked into the thought. And you were left holding this large shard with pieces of the fractals on it.
Edgar will sigh and he'll come back out through the curtain holding this large elongated shard of thought.
As you move it through physical space, the fractals kind of start breaking off and dissipating.
He'll hold it up for the others to see. And then he'll hold open Evil Pocket and very gently slide it inside.
Okay, you have it.
He will cinch Evil Pocket away. For those that are watching him do this, it looks like he's putting like this 3-foot-long shard into a bag that's only about the size of a standard dice bag.
That's accurate.
He cinches this shut and puts it in the pocket. I think it's time that we leave this place.
Yeah. So would shut up. Agreed.
You make your way back up. If you want to pocket anything on the way, you can just tell me afterwards. That's fine. Whatever you'd like to carry, if you care to. With the help, you make your way back up top to the tunnel. You drag along Goddartho's body. You get to that room from the labyrinth, and as you ascend the staircase, you are outside. You are outside of the labyrinth. You can see your airship. Like you walked out of an illusory staircase outside of the labyrinth. It is quiet. It is evening. You look back, think twice of it. You load up the airship, and with your combined efforts and your wonderful captain, you manage to sail the ship yourselves back to Ikit. You are received. Goddartho is taken. You explain everything to the higher powers. You are back to your carriages, back to your ship, back home. It's a couple days. You've told all you can. Your feelings are your own. Your thoughts are your own. It's not what you wanted. It's not what you expected, but it's what happened. You finally make it home about mid-morning, traveling through the streets of Stillwater. Your carriages pull up into the courtyard of the tower. It's been a long trip. So
I'm assuming this is the point where everyone starts to kind of break off and...
yeah, some people are... I don't imagine everyone's gone inside or anything, but you're packing up the carriages. At this point, they have set up a couple of carriage stalls and bins for the horses in the courtyard now. Like a little private parking lot.
Did any of the management staff come out to meet us, or...?
Malloy's out here. Yeah, he's
Okay.
absolutely out here. He tells you Sabrak will be by shortly.
Alright, he mentions if he could get either Sabrek or Vivian here soon. He has something, it's very urgent.
Absolutely. I'm sure you brief them as best you can on everything along the way, but a matter of moments and Sabrak shows up. He goes directly to you, Edgar, and he knows exactly what you're going to be handing him.
Yep. Edgar is going to pull out a satchel identical to the one that he handed him before, and will once again hand it over. He will say, "It's much larger than the other one. It is about a 3-foot-long shard. Do not handle it barehanded. No one should."
He kind of looks at you like, "Duh," but he nods. He doesn't say anything, but he just gives you a look. Yeah, he graciously takes the bag and immediately heads inside. He gives a quick hello and a thank you to each one of you as he passes by, wanting to at least acknowledge you.
Edgar's about to follow Sabrak inside when he turns to the others. "I think now maybe a good time for me to make this announcement. I'm afraid I will be retiring from your party."
What?
I'm going to be retiring from your adventuring group for the time being. At the moment, I am needed here to help them study the pieces of thought. I have knowledge that transcends this dimension, and that is best put to use here.
Malloy kind of steps over and chimes in for you, Glosson, seeing your immediate distress. You can think of him like an intern that's swapping branches. He's still here, just he won't be here as often.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. When he receives that news, Glosson's eyes will widen, but then Malloy's reassurance, and he relaxes a little. So, you'll come back, right? You won't leave us forever?
No, I will still be here. You'll be able to contact me through, if you talk to your managers, you should be able to contact me. You, Glosson. Well, there's something I would like you to have really quickly. Edgar will step up to you and he'll hold out his hand. As he holds out his hand, he'll close his fist, and right as he closes his fist, a falconer's glove will actually appear over his arm. And what appears to be almost like a raven, sort of, this ethereal raven sort of forms perched on his arm, but it's not a raven. It has this almost smoky, wispy form to it. It has 4 red eyes and a long plumed tail.
Does it have 3 legs? Yatagarasu?
No.
Damn.
No, 2 legs.
Okay.
But after a moment, this creature kind of hops out to his finger and he'll hold it out to you. A sort of pet, a sort of tool, a sort of carrier pigeon, in a way. Should you ever need my assistance, simply tell it what you need and send it off to me, and it shall find me wherever I may be, even if I am not of this world. And he will hold the bird out to you, which will look at you eagerly with all 4 of its eyes.
Blink, blink. Glosson's eyes will start to water as he just holds out his hand in a haphazardous way. Like he holds his arm out in the way he did for Russell, and he nods.
This decently sized bird will hop over onto your arm and start cooing.
The touching moment is abruptly interrupted as one of the windows of about the 5th floor up near the office, near the 11th floor near the offices, just explodes outwards with a magical, colorful cloud. Malloy just cringes and just stares up and just shouts out, "Ants, I swear!" You just get a burnt head wizardly out. Sorry, I'm going good.
After Edgar Glosson to you and thank you. And he leans in. He doesn't fully hug you because of the bird, of course, but he hugs you.
Edgar will give you a nice tight hug of, like, a sort of a farewell, but at the same time you can tell it means that he's not gone forever. And he's going to turn and start to walk off with, is Malloy leaving, or he's just going to start?
No, Malloy's standing right here. He gives you a nod. He says, I wish you could meet the new guy. I'm excited to meet them again.
Edgar will nod and he'll turn to the others. For now, I must be off. However, I believe you all have a little something else to attend to. And he'll kind of give you guys a mischievous grin and then turn and walk away following Sabrak.
Malloy shares that knowing smile and pulls out what looks like a new employee paperwork packet.
Wait. Fucking wait. What's happening?
We got another one coming. I think you guys will like this one.
Who?
He steps up closer to the gates, and you can hear amongst the carriages there is a single horse coming down the street.
Who is it? Tell me who is it?
you see a white horse that looks familiar, striving down the street with an individual on top of blonde hair, being accompanied by some sort of large mechanical man.
Well played. Well played.
I still own his soul.
As they approach the gates, Malloy just happily nods and pulls up the packet. Ah, glad to see you've made it. Mr. Bennett, my name is Malloy. Welcome to the Tower branch of the Questing Circle of the Steelwater.
I need a minute!
Well, you will have plenty of time to catch your breath as... I don't mean to interrupt, but we need to wrap this one up.
Yep. That's the perfect cliffhanger. Go
Yes.
for it.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for watching this session of Diet D&D. This is the final episode of Season 2, starting next year. After the new year, we will be bringing in a new system to hopefully clean things up. And hopefully a new layout, too. I've got a few things planned on the technical end, and our great and merciful, or merciless, DM has a few things planned for the sessions. Until next time, you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is D-Rez signing out.
Adios! I'm gonna die before next year.
Please no.